we can.
हाँ,
We are testing.
Yeah.
वो लोग आएंगे 11 बजे.
ठीक है. Then we can start it. We can start over here, right? Yeah, fine. And then
Agenda, the main agenda है वो 11 बजे शुरू करते हैं.
हाँ, ठीक.
In the meantime, if there is anything that we want to discuss, anything.
You can start telling us about yourself.
Okay. I don't know whether you don't like to know. ज़्यादा कुछ नहीं है. I am a trainer myself. दिख रहा है क्या? Maybe
You can switch on. हाँ,
मेरा भी कैमरा ऑन कर दूँ.
अब दिख रहे हो. हाँ, अभी आ रही है.
Okay, so good morning, everybody. Thank you for coming. And मैं आने नहीं वाला था. मैं नहीं आने वाला था, लेकिन यहाँ पे मैंने देखा, I saw that people dropping out and not thinking that ये थोड़ा priority है, इसलिए मैंने सोचा चलो इमरजेंसी में टिकट बुक करके मैं आ गया. About me, I am a trainer. I've been training for past 13 years. I'm an MS Office trainer. Prior to that, I was working as a data analyst in different companies. So that's a little background on me. The reason all things are happening is because when I started my freelance journey, ऐसा कोई group मिला नहीं था मुझे. And whatever groups were there, they were mixed. जैसे, you understand, यहाँ पे technical training and सारा कुछ एक साथ होता था. And the popular one was paid. मतलब ग्रुप में ऐड होने का 3,500 रुपया भरना that time. So I thought, अरे यार एक WhatsApp group बनाना क्या बड़ी बात है. So I made it. And from there, so I think you were there since the beginning. Raj was also there since the beginning. You were there in the WhatsApp groups also.
Yeah.
Where we had multiple WhatsApp groups, one for each city. And then somebody suggested कि Telegram पे आ जाओ, so that we can. I could manage it better.
Yeah. More people can be added. Yeah.
More people, and यहाँ पर कैसा कुछ भी आड़ा टेढ़ा कोई भेज देता था forwards. So delete. We had to wait for the owner to delete. तब नहीं कर सकते. Not that time. So if you remember, Raj, your son had posted something.
Yeah.
And I had removed you. So मैं एकदम हिटलर था. I was Hitler. मतलब मैंने बोला वो करना है. If the group is going to be only for certain things, you will have to do only that. If there is anything other than this, I'm going to ban you. Or I've got a lot of flack for that also. मुझे क्या क्या नाम बुला देते. But yeah, learning है. But I think because of that, seriousness in the group has remained. धीरे धीरे we made it more efficient. पहले, anything everybody was putting at whatever. Then we created a format, and it was all democratically thought of. So that is how the group is now where it is. Telegram पे है. I always wanted the group to be independent. I did not want. There should be an admin, there should be somebody who would be always looking at it. Policing, I don't want to do because everybody is an adult. एक दो बार खाली guidelines देने हैं. So that is how it happened. I had help also. मतलब कुछ mature लोग हैं जो उस पे respond करते हैं. मुझे respond करने की जरूरत नहीं है. So that is where it happened. But then that was initially only for requirements. Training का requirement आया तो share करें. But then धीरे धीरे प्रॉब्लम्स शुरू होने लगे. अरे इसने मेरा पैसा खा लिया. स्पेशली बैंगलोर में 2-3 इशू केसेस हुए, फ्रॉड का केसेस हुआ था. Do you remember that name? That guy's name? Raj, you remember that guy's name? वो 1-8 करोड़ का कुछ तो फ्रॉड करके निकल गया था. Somebody. Chennai guy. Somebody Chennai.
This guy, Gopi Kannan. Last week he was there. I had lunch with him last week.
Yeah, he was there. I saw the photo.
I sent the photos.
No, I saw somebody else's profile में photo देखा मैंने.
Last week he had come to the web pro. He had cheated me also, but somehow I got the money.
You got the money?
Yeah. Police complaint and all that I did.
He had run away also.
He had run away. Some people said he was abroad and all that.
Absconding.
Because I was shocked to see him. in that meeting.
He was, I had lunch with him only. I had, last week, we had a lunch with him. I am having lunch with him.
Whoever still has to get money can contact.
I don't know what exactly was his personal cause what he had, but I had regularly engaged him right from 2008 onwards. From 2008, I've been associated with him, and I don't know, maybe some 70, 80 trainings he has delivered to my company.
He is a trainer himself, but then he had taken up some assignment where he had
There was some internal issue with his company. He is a director, and there are some other directors, and the ATPL which company.
ATPL, correct, ATPL.
So there was a complete mess up, and they used to give one gopi kanda as 5 gopi kandas. That is where the mess up started. If Amarjit sir is going to one customer, we cannot have 4 Amarjits going to 4 other customers, 5 Amarjits delivering in the same time. So what if one Amarjit we get 95% feedback, then we get 40% feedback and come back. Then the whole thing gets into a messy affair. And after that, after going to this issue, I think 2018, when we got to know this issue, if somebody had put an aircraft also with gopi kandans, we had a meme that is flying out of India. Remember that, Rishabh?
Chaitanya had put, I think.
Somebody had put that. Isn't aircraft in Himalaya city? Himalaya flying out of India. And after that, about 2 years back, I reconnected with him. In fact, I reconnected with him, and as of today, I've done some 14 programs. I've done.
He's a trainer himself.
He's a
Still.
trainer.
And quality wise, commitment wise, dedication wise, there will be no challenges. But I think after we met him on Sunday, he was here for a training in Electronic City. I caught up with him briefly on Thursday evening for a dinner, couple of days back. So, I mean, I do not know about who did what in his company internally, but if you ask me as a vendor, he has not defaulted to any of my customers, either quality wise or commitment wise, be it online, offline, you travel, flight missing, none of those stories have come, and his feedbacks have all been for 9.5, 9.6, 9.7.
But there was one more case. There's one case, and there was one other case.
Many people yes.
Many. Another case, same similar. Trainer turned vendor, picked up some assignment, did not pay.
Now he has got into the on-demand labs for Citrix only. Citrix and VMware, and he is now the 20th in the world to be a VMware. VMware authorized instructor, he's the 20th. He got himself done last November. So that will, for credentials wise, quality wise, undoubtedly, whoever is in this room today, whom I know, whom I have not face to face today, but whom I know definitely for last 4 or 5 years here, there will be no issues, and the same level of commitment, dedication, and quality. That much I can say, but his internally company में जो भी जुगाड़ होते हैं किया है director के साथ, that is, he asks him, he says them, he asks them, he says him. That is the way it is.
Anyway, so that was just one issue. Then, so that's where the grievances group came up, and I think there people started connecting. Whereas in our normal group, people don't really connect per se.
Not necessarily, but they started seeing the value. It's not a validation was there or something is there.
Wherein we are talking about the community as on a personal level. On a personal level. So, and from there, thoughts came up. Sir also said, and many people said, okay, iska group banna chahiye, sir. In fact, 2000, before COVID, 2 years, I had done 2 meetups in Mumbai. We had decided the name of the society. I had bought the domain. I'd done all those activities. Lekin, when we talk about society, it's like based on the volunteers. और मैं अकेला था. फिर everybody is a trainer. I understand that if we don't work one day, you don't get money. Right? So that died down. I had invested, फिर मैंने वो जाने दिया. I did not even renew the domain. I don't even remember the name जो मैंने लिया था. And then again we did the meetup. Things did not work out. So that was first attempt. This is the second attempt now. Hello. This is the second attempt that we are doing.
He was also last week.
Hello, sir. Hi. Good morning. Good morning.
Okay.
Then we can quickly complete the introduction and then.
Okay, so
Thank you, Vishal. Thanks.
So myself, Suresh Shankar. So I've been in the industry from '94. I started out as a COBOL programmer for a company called Federal Home Finance Limited. Then I joined Wipro. I used to come to this year in this family companies. Then I worked for other as a mainframe trainer for HSBC, IBM, Wipro, etc. From the last 10 years, I'm working as a Java trainer. So that's not in corporate training center.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thanks for sharing very much. Yes, noted.
Myself, Shyam Kakumani. I'm in the IT industry for 17 years. 10 years, after 10 years of my career, if you issue the home, I was supposed to go to US, quit it, and I started working as a freelancer. I was in the freelancing for 3 years. Then trade tempted, trying to come to the vendors, no basics, nothing. Then I realized that's not my cup of coffee. It's burned the hands. Then I come back into the corporate industry for some more time. 2 months back, I quit. I was working as a head of for a fintech company called Neocred Technologies. Now I quit that one, come out of to the industry. I'm working again in corporate industry. Now I'm getting corporate. Focusing with Java and I'm developing product. So that is what I evaluation of the kind of thing. I'm in Java, DevOps, and Python. That is the how it works.
So hi everyone, I am Amar. So I'm the only non-trainer here. So I work as a hybrid cloud architect with the GXC Technologies. Based out of the electronics stream. So I have been, I started my career as a technical trainer, then not freelance. And I still talk at industry conferences and clubs in Bangalore. So my main reason of coming here is to understand how the trainer community is. Because the first time I saw any event, the trainer community is doing. Being a trainer myself, I started my career, so I have keen interest in empowering and uplifting, upskilling people.
Thank you. Thank you.
Myself, Sandeep, and I have been into this training since 20 years. I was in Hyderabad for 10 years and 13 years I'm into Bangalore. I have worked in 3 companies, Capgemini and Capgemini was as an I'm a Java push type trainer. That's all about it.
Chaitanya can
Introduction.
Yes, good morning, everyone. Hi, this is Chaitanya here. I'm from Bangalore. So I'm into technology of cloud, DevOps, Docker, stuff. So I come with external 20 years. And for past 5 years, I'm doing this freelance speaking, consulting, and writing. So I worked with Raj on projects for Cisco.
Thank you.
So myself, Raj Kamal Narayan. So I've been in the IT training industry for the last 24 years. I was worked across 5 companies. This is my first organization where I've just completed 4.5 years. So I've been handling accounts both in India as well as internationally. Those about 75, 80 accounts, and many of us here have already have used your services, delivered trainings, and Chaitanya also delivered some trainings for the office also for us. We have also worked, I think, Rajan, Ramesh, and Vishal. So we've all been there at the party, Ranjan also. So that's the background. And she's with me. She takes about the administration and all about the organization.
Thank you. Thank you. He's representing Bangalore.
Most important.
Yeah, most important. Yes, gentlemen. Noted. Thank you, Raj.
Thank you.
Hey guys, my name is Kaustubh, and I'm from Indore, the cleanest city of India. First stayed 6 years.
Africa said around applause. Cleanest city in around of years.
And I've been into the IT industry for the last 11 years, and I have not been into continuous jobs. So there were lots of ups and downs. I've been into freelancing. I've been into content writing, marketing, sales, software development, testing, Android development, and all the types of development that there could be. I have been into them. Okay. Yeah, but I had a knack of trading from very early in my age. So I'm a passionate trainer. I'm too much passionate about trading. Okay, here I am for an assignment for 1.5 months. The client is Go Digit, and I generally take induction batches. So my target audience is, graduates, undergraduates, then fresher batches, intern batches. Okay, and it is full stack Java trade, starting from HTML up to microservices. Okay, so I'm here for a 1.5 month.
We made it, right? It was on the right time.
Yeah.
And timing is very important. Sometimes you miss it just by 1 day or 1 hour also.
Actually, in my part of the country, the central part, training is not considered as a very as a profession. It is something done by people who don't do anything.
Yeah, people say, "Hey, training to ठीक है, काम क्या करते हो?" What do you do other than training?
My team are not good in development. That is why you switch to training. Okay, so we have a crowd like that. So
People feel it's the last option.
yeah, it is the last option actually.
I was in industry that people say, okay, sir, आप teacher क्यों बन गए? Industry में थे, like, why you become teacher?
When we all were taught, right, then we got a skill school, college, without.
But they say, sir, आप
Teachers
industry
because
में
we are
थे,
no one.
you were in Ericsson, and why you became teacher? So people ask this.
So when I ask my students, do you want to be a trainer? They say, yeah, that is our retirement plan.
Industry की बचेगा.
And then yeah, when we have to settle down and there is nothing left in us, then we'll train.
People think that it doesn't need any energy. They don't know, just require the maximum energy.
Absolutely.
Maximum passion, maximum energy.
Stands, right? Yes, stands,
Stands, speak.
content.
Understand.
Yes.
Yes.
So I just want to be a part of some trainer community so that I actually know what is going on in this training market. Okay. So what the trainers are learning, what are their future plans, what can I do, what can I learn more to earn more and to have a more better lifestyle as a trainer. I really want to open some academy in Indore where we can prepare future trainers. There is nothing like this in Indore.
Even Bangalore.
Okay, train the trainer part.
Yeah. I want to bring that mindset into Indore. Thank you guys.
Yeah, thank you. Welcome.
Hello, it's Santosh. I'm from Odisha. And staying in corporate world more than 14 years. And out of that, 8 years in abroad, I was in and professional and qualified skill. So, banking, accounting, finance is something like my bread and butter. And this kind of training academies, connecting with the people, started in 2014. So where I was in Paris. So we do connect in the globally. So like Germany, Austria, Belgium, where I need to sit there, and I'm a public speaker and I'm a LinkedIn speaker as well. And coming to my professional, this Excel, PowerPoint, and Power BI, where is my strong skill area. So I teach here in Goldman Sachs, JP Morgan, Morgan Stanley, and I'm a full-time employee in Society General. Society General is the second largest European bank and the 8th largest in the World Bank. So I handle a global head of accounting and finance department. So where I my expertise, and what I usually do, I have one startup. So where I try to convert the traditional way of Exceling to digital way, like Power BI or something in the fingerprint. You can see your accounting statement and balance sheet. This is what I am. And in this Microsoft, I am a certified Microsoft trainer when I was in abroad. And in India also, I have been connected with a few academic like e-training India, Udemy. So somewhere, I've been invited, and few of the colleges and guest speaker there. I speak and to train the young graduate coming into the Excel. In Excel is something in every organization you have at least you are opening hours. The average time people say. Yeah. So this is my core area, and training and been training people more than 2014 now. I have trained more than 3,000 plus corporate people.
Thank you. Thank you. From where you got this picture? Microsoft does not need Microsoft logo MCP.
But that is from the e-training India.
नहीं मेरे पास है मेरे पास भी है
But like
5 साल 10 8 साल 8 साल के बाद
नहीं सर, मैं तो 8 साल 9 साल
आपने क्लेम नहीं किया.
नहीं, whatever they sent, they'll never have the Microsoft logo in that.
Yes.
It will be white.
They keep
red,
the red color and city.
yeah.
Red color and city.
Because Microsoft logo is never given to associates.
किसी का अगर इवेंट अटेंड करते हैं ना तो आपको जैकेट भी मिलता है, टी-शर्ट भी मिलता है,
Microsoft.
टोपी भी मिलता है.
But like when the event happens. Event होती नहीं है.
रजिस्टर कर चुके हैं.
Amar is in
हाँ,
connect.
For the last 3-4 years they have not held it.
So then, over to you. Let's, because before 11, let's just read the
Yeah, so I know the yeah. So just good morning. My name is Sanjay. I'm kind little odd one out here because I mostly work in telecom, not in IT. But I been a IT trainer like around 15 years of my life I've spent in training. Got into training by chance. Come from a Marwadi family in Rajasthan. Learned English when we were 6 years old, right? ABCD when we were 11 years old. Just by accident got into training, and then somehow built it, right? Initially, my all confidence of training came from German and French people because they don't know English as well. But right, so that's how I was started. After working as a trainer for 4 years, working for a company in Finland, traveled across like more than 50 countries. I traveled, trained around 20,000 people. I started my own company back in 2011 with the name of Nanocell Networks and Bengaluru Global. We worked together with the Pyra company which in multiple relays, etc. Right. Then after spending 11 years there, recently I took a break. I came out of that company, ran that company successfully for 11 years. We did some good number, good revenues. Then took a break from that, and now I joined a company named Skilling, which is an engineering edtech company based off Chennai and Bangalore. We are majorly into like this engineering education, right? Just placement services, providing some EV, electrical, mechanical, civil. I'm heading the telecom vertical there. But being a telecom at heart, as a telecom trainer at heart, so spent the whole 20 years of my career in telecom, and out of that 15 years in training. So plan to do something else as well. Being in, that was the reason to move to Bangalore. Plan to connect to the bigger community, and then telecom is not an industry, standalone industry anymore. 3 years down the line, if I see the whole telecom industry will get merged into IT. So I'm also a certified. I was a AWS certified solution architect. The certificate got expired. That's why I spent was your certificate. Right. And I was also money making. Yeah, I was also a AWS authorized instructor as well. So around 3 years back, never did a lot of programs and programs, but some basic programs. But telecom and cloud is a kind of mix. So I'm here to connect with the people, learn more, and then that was the reason to go to Bangalore to come connect to this community. And the kind of infrastructure what I see here, you will all see in Delhi NCR. I was in Delhi NCR for 15 years. So lucky to have you all here. Let's connect and let's do something big here. Thank you very much. Okay. Yeah.
Over to you. I think that's a gentleman here. Yes, yeah. So.
Hello everyone, my name is Manoj Kumar Sharma. I'm a Microsoft certified trainer, and I have been in the software development industry for a little over 29 years. Started my career with punch card programming, pretty legacy and outdated in quite a lot of technologies there. I have been working with .NET from the time till 1.0 beta.
The person coming from punch card, you can imagine. Yeah,
Manoj is a veteran in industry is known name. Manoj Kumar is a known person in industry.
I've worked in quite a lot of companies. I have delivered training in quite a lot of companies. I normally go on behalf of Microsoft as part of the consulting and training requirements. We have this DT team, the platform. So we go promote .NET. So I've been promoting .NET from 3.0 in India and abroad for the officials. So, career-wise, I have
And probably around 21 years as an employee. I've been training only for the past 14 and a half years. That's it.
Exactly. You are the trainer, Mr. Yeah.
I need to color my hair now. I get it.
I do the time.
Yes, gentlemen, over to you.
My name is Sridhar. I'm a soft skill trainer from Bangalore. I'm from mechanical engineering.
Oh, nice. Good.
After that, I turned to be a soft skill trainer to very passionate. I do for manufacturing and also few IT companies have that. And personal development, communication, presentation skill, emotional intelligence, all these topics I cover.
So, good.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Hasit Mankad. I'm in IT from some last almost 8 years. Just started my journey with the first certification that is 6CM, 1997, 98. In 2010, I entered into the cloud industry with the VMware data center specialization. Delivering training on AWS, Azure, Google. Also delivering training on information security and cybersecurity like Palo Alto, Fortinet, Salesforce, Salesforce, Checkpoint. So all these different verticals. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Hello everyone, myself Ranjan. My name is Ranjan Pandey. I am a Microsoft certified trainer. I'll not talk about the experience. Okay, I'll talk about like what fun I had as a trainer. Okay, in last like 9-10 years. Okay, I started my career as like regular full-time employee and IT person. Okay, and then like maybe somewhere I was like I felt stuck in my regular job. I was not able to explore further. They put me in North American shift. So I was literally like struggling with night shift and. Somewhere like it triggered me that I mean maybe I cannot wait for my manager to give me an H1 visa so that I can go to US and earn more. So I found out about like trainers who were training in Accenture. There's like a lot of training used to happen in Accenture. And then somehow I researched that. I went into their LinkedIn profile, tried to find out few keywords that what exactly their qualification is like. And I found out a term called as Microsoft Certified Trainer. And then I started like Googling and there was no information like nowhere. And
When was this?
Huh?
When was
It was
it?
almost like 2013. I'm talking.
Same time.
Same time, right? So-
Same time Microsoft there was
Yeah,
nothing.
so I remember like thereafter it was, I mean, obviously like we cannot reach out anyone because there was also like conflict of, I think, interest. Because when I reached out to few of the trainers who were from Ahmedabad, Prabjot Bakshi, Maruti Makwana, these were like people who were actually coming in Accenture. So thereafter, like it was like little bit like difficult to find out things, okay. And then like I finally got certified, and then was like, from where should I start? Because I'm a regular employee, right? So training there was no experience. So I remember like initially in my two-wheeler, I used to like go around this Silk Board in Bhubaneswar. There are a lot of like companies, K2 Technologies, and they're like very small companies, training centers who should actually give me training for free so that I'll go and train so that at least like there will be some experience on the people, right? So it started from there. And then like suddenly I got a corporate requirement from Emphasis. I posted a duplicate profile on Naukri.com, another profile through which I got this opportunity. I'm like focusing on the story part. Okay, like I know this. Okay, so I know that more or less everybody would have started in a similar way. Okay, and then like I got this confidence that maybe like I can earn more. I'll tell you the truth. Okay, I'll not talk about all the superficial thing that I was having passion and all that. I did not have any passion. Passion, okay. Until now, I don't have any passion. I don't have any passion for teaching. Trust me, okay. It's like I hate it, but I need to do it. Okay? That is that is the truth. Yeah. So like quickly, I'll wrap up. Okay. So what happened is like thereafter, I just like left Accenture and then like I got into full-time training. Initial 2-3 months were like very difficult because obviously like there was no contact, so nothing happened. Moreover, like you get overwhelmed by your colleagues. Like I come from like a normal good college, so they're like my colleagues going to US, going to like UK, and they're after doing MS at the same time. So it is like you're like taking a nosedive, going down. Okay, totally. So, but like yes, luck played its own part, and like I got one opportunity for training in Abu Dhabi. And from there, like it was never like looking back. I always like thought that okay, 6 months I'll do it, 1 year I'll do it, 2 year I'll do it, and then I'll go back, I'll go back, I'll go back. But it never happened. things went up. Okay, and then after like slowly, I always have this feeling that no, I should build something of my own. Okay, and that is when like I started a new office here in BTM. I've been in Bangalore for almost like 10 years. So I started a new training center here in BTM in 17th Green Road, and then like I ran it for almost like 3-4 years. Spend a lot of money behind it, and then after like learn that like what are the basics of business. Okay, you just being a trainer cannot be a successful like business person. Okay, so yeah, there were like a lot of learnings, a lot of like capital that I actually lost over there. Okay, and then like finally COVID hit and I closed the office, and then after right now I'm staying in HSR layout, and again like I think like maybe this is how I prefer it. Okay, I just can't be always like 100% trainer. I want to like build something slowly, and not something like every time everybody is talking about $1 billion company and $1 million company, but like something small, which is like good people around doing some value addition to the community as well as to the industry, and at the same time like we are making better money. So like right now also like we have a team of 8 people. My company name is FlexMind, FlexMind.co. We are focusing on Microsoft stack entirely. We tried a lot of things, but like eventually we found out that no, you need to focus on a single thing. Okay, you cannot have everything. So we are focusing as a Microsoft learning partner on Microsoft technologies, and then like it's going on like my individual training skills, delivering training through a lot of like vendors, Raj. We have worked together quite often. Okay, and at the same time like also like fulfilling that feeling that no, okay, you also have entrepreneurship like skills, right? The outright someone cannot say that okay, you don't have anything more than a trainer, right? So maybe like just trying to fight that feeling. Okay, so that's what we.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, so sometime can you make, I will others.
You want to come here? I think there is a place here. Rishabh, you can also join here. There is a place here.
Then some people are waiting online also. We have to, yes, okay, yes.
Okay, so sorry for creating the commotion for people who are watching online. So yeah, I'm Shrikant. So I'm in the software industry since 1999. And since 6 years, I'm trying to do both corporate training as well as freelancing. Okay? So I specialize in JavaScript full stack, React.js full stack. So I try to do both corporate training as well as projects. Because I want that touch.
Thank you.
Okay, hi. Yeah. Thanks, Vishal, for inviting. I think I'm new to Bangalore. I'm originally from Calcutta, all studies, first job done there, and then worked in Bombay for almost 8 to 9 years. I started as a freelance trainer, and eventually I had my partner who I joined in 2014. So we do corporate training, e-learning, and we have another video production company. So yeah, I actually got inspired from teachers in CA in Calcutta. I'm a student. And looking at their passion and the way they used to teach, 300, 400 people in a single batch, that inspired me. And once that journey started, I think a lot of things I learned on the way. So right now at the moment, I'm devoting 20% to training and 80% to video production. That's it.
Good, nice, thank you. Over to Abdul Kareem. Now we are taking people from the online. Actually, you can give a quick your introduction for whole of the team to be aware about it, what you are coming from and what you do. Yeah. Abdul Kareem.
Yeah, hi. Very good morning. I'm just trying to connect on my laptop. Give me 2 minutes. You can pick up somebody in the meantime. I'll take the next turn. Apologies, I'm not sure if I'm audible or not.
Abdul, you are audible. Shoaib, Pradeep, anyone?
So if yes, so you can hear it. Yeah. Go ahead.
Hi, this is Pradeep. What was going on? Sorry, I missed out on that. Is it just the introduction?
Yes, just the introduction.
Oh, hi guys. My name is Pradeep Rane. I'm from Pune. So I've been listening to all of your introductions. So something which connected me with Ranjan was Ranjan knows me. I've been connected with him recently, I would say. Uh,
Yes, yes.
so we are on the same page. I never wanted to be
Sorry,
a full-time
he
trainer of
disconnected.
labor.
Disconnected.
Yes, yes.
Wire.
This is
Wire.
yes, yeah. It's not. Where is losing? Yes,
Wire is loose.
Sorry, should I wait or should I continue?
Yes,
it's fine,
continue.
yeah.
Now you continue, please.
Oh, okay, okay. So I said I connected with Ranjan on one point that now I don't want to be just a trainer. I want to be an entrepreneur, or you can say a business person. The only best part is that I don't have to learn the business part because my dad was into business. So I've been doing that since my childhood. So some of the things come handy. Uh, as far as my journey is concerned, so I started from NT 3.5. Though the first MCSE I did was on NT 4.0, and but the actual journey started when I joined Convergers in Pune, and
Issue with the
since
wire.
We can use that mic. One microphone speaker. That's the laptop. So because that connection penetrates service as perfect.
right, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I was working as a pre-sales guy for Microsoft, and later I decided that let's do something on my own. So 2012 onwards, I have been into projects and training. Initial part was to get into only projects. I have done quite a few projects for Nasdaq. I have done a project. Australia, I've done quite a few projects. But then training happened. Training was a continuous process. So I've been traveling the other way around that people, I come across so many trainers who actually start with NIIT, IIST, or those institutes, and then their major goal is to get a good job. I've been traveling the other way around. From good jobs, I've been trying to give myself competition, you can say, or that I'm not happy with whatever I'm doing. So off late, I've launched a particular brand called Train Fresh, and this is more to trainers. So as you can see, it's the other way around journey from corporates to I'm going into freshers and something like that. So that's a little bit about me.
Thank you, Pradeep. Thanks for sharing the valuable information. Over to Kokkula. Kokkula, can you unmute yourself and speak?
Yes, yes.
It will be great
Yeah.
if you can switch on your video.
Video, let me. Am I visible?
Yes.
Yeah. So I'm Sridhar Kokkula here. So I'm into the training from past 28 years. From the beginning of my career, I'm into the training, IT training only. I enjoy and I love training the people. I don't know. I have seen so many other friends also like they are saying that they have unfortunately they have come into the training, but I willingly I came into the training, and I really love the training the people, and still even today I enjoy the trainings. So that's I love. That's the reason I'm into the training, and even whatever I do, other businesses and all. Throughout my career, I'm into the training, and I'm continuing my training. I'm into the software. I have my own software development firm, and I did so many other businesses also. Like I've been into the hoteling business. I've been into the bakery business. So many other businesses, but I never left my training because I enjoy the giving the training, and I enjoy with the people whenever I go to the training and all the trainings and all. Even
Thank you, Kokkula. Kokkula, what's the area you do in training?
I'm into the Java training. Currently, I'm into Java training. I started my career with training with the word processor, Lotus 123, DBase, Clipper, COBOL, then C.
So now I'm into Java right now. Last 22 years I've been into Java. So from 2001 I've shifted to Java. From 2001 onwards I'm teaching Java. Sometimes in the beginning, in the 2000 up to 2006, 2007, I was teaching C, C++, COBOL also. But after 2007 something, and completely I'm into the Java. I'm teaching only Java.
Thank you, Kokkula. Thank you very much.
You should ask people, have they heard about COBOL and Fortran or Lotus 123?
Yeah,
Because
I think
those
most of the senior people came in today meeting, and this is really, really quite surprising. We thought the young people will come, but over here, I think everybody's 10 plus years experience, so people know it. Thank you. Now over to you, Kuldeep. Abdul, yes, Abdul, your video is on. You can start. Abdul, unmute yourself.
Yeah, thank you so much for the opportunity. I just missed the context a little bit because I joined a bit late.
You give your introduction and in which you tell the area also which area you work on and so on.
Great. Pretty much with 15 years of experience here in the field of information technology and securing all the sources that are used in information sciences, right? And also work on digital forensics and other subjects. Especially in training, I've been for the last 6 years in this field, in CMI level 5 organizations so far. I would say that my field of expertise come from endpoint security, network security, from data security, from governance, risk compliance, cloud security, cloud administration, SIEM, all of the security operations center activities. I'll pick up the new subject as well. That's on digital forensic science. Work trained on DevOps and security, the CIDR pipelines. So pretty much my core expertise stand in this particular area. So I started my career with Windows administration, being an admin and stuff, right? So reaching the destination of being a trainer was not difficult, but it just took a little time to understand what really we are made for. It was like during your work, you tend to mentor people who are young, older in the system, but it was quite like you understood the subject better than others could, and you were able to deliver understanding on a specific subject better than others could. And everybody came up to me and they always used to suggest, why don't you try and become a trainer? Why don't you train the subjects? Even my managers, my mentors used to come up and say, this is a new session this is a new subject that has been introduced, or maybe new updates that are being introduced, maybe new articles that are being written, so we're not able to well understand it. Why don't you read through, drive a session for a day or two? That's how the journey of being a trainer started. And I think I'm doing pretty well. And this is an interesting job to keep people upskilled. And upskilling yourself is the beautiful thing that happens here. It could be a subject new that's introduced today and people are not aware. You are the first one to be on the track and you go about upskilling others. That's a marvelous feeling. I can't just explain that. That's where I come from. So if there is anything anybody is wanting to know, please go ahead and ask. I would love to share my experiences as well.
Yeah, thank you, Abdul. It was wonderful that you have a very deeper knowledge about what is the area you're doing it. Thank you. Thank you.
Abdul, what is the location? What is your location? Where are you from?
I am a Bangalorean, but right now I'm staying in Noida. That's the reason I would have to be the part of your text.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Over to Mahua.
Okay, great. Thank you so much for allowing me to speak up. My name is Mahua Dutta, so I have around 19 years of experience, mainly to training, instructional designing. So to begin talking about how I started, so it was way back in 2001 when I started my career into sales, along with pursuing my post graduation. And then I moved to HR. Fortunately, got a chance to move to HR because of my HR background. That point of time, somewhere around 2004. And then I had a small break because of I conceived her baby. So, and then I moved to somewhere into this management lecture. She used to lecture in colleges for HRM, productions, operations management, marketing management. And that time I got a chance to do instructional designing because I was associated with a a college wherein there was a deemed university, Center for Management Studies, Jain University. So somewhere I got interest into, of course, that was the teaching and also the instructional designing. Somewhere in 2000, I guess in 2012, 11, 12 around, I got a chance to get into training, corporate training, mainly into training like your communication, behavioral training, leadership, PowerPoint, etc. And I got a chance to also kind of continue my instructional designing work. And that's how I just got associated with a couple of these institutes. I mean, these are training vendors like your NIT and work, etc. Then I started. That's where this whole work of getting into more of creating your own content played an important role. So I do mainly right now instructional designing for ILT courses, mainly behavioral soft skills area. And also I do have got an expertise into articulate storylines. So I do create some small e-learning courses at a level 1, 2, 3, maximum up to level 3. And of course, delivering training, been delivering for clients right now for like Accenture, Emphasis, for Dell, Cognizant, IBM, the list goes on. I'm from basically based out of Bangalore, though I'm not a Bangalorean, but I'm kind of here for a long time in Bangalore. Yeah, I think that's what I say right now. It's all into training and instructional designing. And
Yeah,
I think,
thank you, Mahua. Thanks for sharing the detail. Actually, we have to complete by 11:30, and then now, thanks a lot for the vital information what you have shared. Yeah, over to you, Siddhesh. Yeah, over to you, Siddhesh.
Hi all, can you see me?
Yes, we can see.
We can.
Okay, great. Good morning, everyone. I am Siddhesh Prabhugaonkar, and I am from Goa, but currently in Pune. So I think every time we have this meet, I am changing cities. So last time on the day of this meet, I was coming to Pune, and now actually a couple of days from now, I will be moving to Mumbai. So maybe I'll be able to meet Vishal and all.
Siddhesh, what you do and which area you're working in?
Yeah, I am having around 16 years of IT experience. I was working as a developer architect earlier as a job, but got frustrated there. And my passion was into teaching and training from earliest days. So I moved into training for last 6 to 7 years. I initially started with the .NET full stack, and I'm sure Corona was a very dark period or very bad time for most of the people here. But for me, it was the golden period. That is when I became a Microsoft certified trainer. I worked with Microsoft, O'Reilly, and other international vendors. Ranjan is sitting behind you, so I worked with Ranjan. Hi, Ranjan. With for creating a questionnaire for US universities and a bunch of other opportunities I got because of this work from home and other scenarios. So that's a bit about me. I'm into .NET Full Stack, Angular, and Azure training.
Thank you very much, Siddhesh. Over to Soeb Gachi. Soeb, can you switch on your video as well as mic?
I think he thinks saying he's outside.
It seems like. And last is Vikas. Vikas, over to you.
Yeah, hi everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Can you switch on your video?
Sure, just give me a minute. Yeah, can you see me?
Yes, we can see you.
Okay, good. So thanks everyone, thanks Vishal and everyone, arranging this meetup for the trainers. My name is Vikas. My journey, started my journey as in a software development. I spent 16 plus years in IT industry. Well, got the opportunity to work on a various different projects, various different technologies. From last 2.5 years, I'm in a corporate training, primarily delivering a training for the Fortune 100 companies. most of the clients basically for the Fortune 100 companies. The skill set where actually I deliver the trainings, primarily the basically Java J2E package as is there. Apart from the like the cyber security, application security, DevOps, architecture, design patterns, and some of the search, Elastic search. So these of the areas primarily I deliver the trainings. Apart from these things, I deliver trainings on agile stuffs also, and how we can do the project management to improve the ROI, and how we can use the architecture to have the frameworks. So these are the areas primarily I deliver a trainings on that part. Some of the folks mentioned that teaching was the passion and other things, right? Some folks it was not a passion that part. My journey is slightly different. I started my career as a developer, then slowly go on the architecture and designing side on that part. I worked in a COE also, right? Where got a few assignments. I mean, within a company itself, where I have to ramp up the folks from the mainframe to Java J2E, and sometimes teach this thing that how they can become a good architect, right? So from where I actually started within a company itself, right, and where I got to know that yeah, I like this thing, the teaching the things, right. So what are the things I learned, right? So I try to teach to the folks. So that's the things basically I do. So that's my brief introduction.
Yeah, thank you very much, Vikas. Thanks a lot for sharing the detail. And now I'm the last to go. So good morning, and it's wonderful to see you early in the morning. By leaving your family at the back and you're over here, it means something exciting is really happening. So I am into corporate training from last more than 15 years, career span more than 20 years. I started in Star Network, then in Cisco, then I did 2 startups, then parallelly, took as a cash flow, I started the corporate training. Though training and teaching, I love it. I'm teaching from my 3rd class onwards. जो पढ़ा बच्चों को पढ़ाया तो दादी मजाक अच्छा कर लेते हो तो मतलब most of the people go in shock कि how come Siddharth in the training, because most of the people think चार पेग आएंगे अभी और क्या होगा. But I'm core engineer, hardcore engineer, hardcore stuff I do training also. I do majorly training towards the design. I do more than 20 programming languages, but I do focus on syntax. I teach why the language is this way, what next language will come, why language came in the past, what are the design difference between the languages and all. I do compiler design, I do system and architecture design, then platform wise I do iOS, Android, and Mac OS programming as well as Linux system programming. Some part of data science I do, and recently I started quantum computing as area. So these are brief about what I do as a training wise. Now, quickly, I'll shift to why we are meeting today over here, because it was totally unstructured one. There was no agenda was set. So I'm so happy to see Vishal from last 2 years. He's doing a really very dedicated effort. Because of his effort, we are here. Okay, and then we had a regular conversation on the phone, and along with Raj also and some other people, that where we are as a training industry in India, we are in quite intensive states. It's not a structured one, it's not a standardized one, and there are a lot of issues out there. And if nation has to grow, training industry has to grow, right? Because that's the basically motive which we are gathering over here. So we want to understand all the issues, we want to document those issues, and we want to solve some of the issues out of that. Few of the things we, based on the experience, what we came across, and then we thought let's form a standard, our own organization for the trainers, where trainers get registered, their profile is there, and then let's talk about the standardization from the day one. Now, which type of standardization we are talking about it? Let's talk about first the code of conduct from all the trainer itself, then from the vendors as well as from the client, because a lot of issues with respect to the payment can be sorted out in the code of conduct itself. Okay, and if we bring a code of conduct, and whichever the vendor also comes into picture, whichever the trainer comes to picture, we say they are registered with us, they qualify with this code of conduct, and whichever the client comes, they also has to confirm with that code of conduct. This is how IEEE works. IEEE works across the globe, across the organizations and all, and one of the best engineers, scientists, governments work across, right? That's the base motive we have. The trainer organizations should become that level of organization that IEEE is. We want to bring that standard. So that's the first part. And then after that, in addition to this code of conduct, we want to set up that how to talk about the common feedback, because every organization has their own way of bringing feedback, and there is no standardization. And sometimes in feedback, some junk questions are there which are not related to the training, which are related to anything else. So we want to standardize the feedback, and different kind of feedback for different kind of trainings, okay? The third part we want to standardize in respect to the training styles also, because some people are, hands-on training, some are deep thinking training, some are something else. There are a lot of varieties are there. So we want to prepare a taxonomy of that, such that whenever a trainer proposes a training or some client comes, we can classify those training into different kind of taxonomy, so that communication is crystal clear, what is expected out of it, what is not expected out of it. Because what we see major issues happening in training, as I also see, even the agenda laid out, objective laid out, but when the participants comes over there, when the teams comes, no, this was not there, that was not there, and one person itself can, can drain the whole, can stall who the training that person is senior, okay, and you have to listen to them, and then as a trainer, you can't actually push the idea, and you don't have a way to give the feedback, because after the training, vendor is connected with the company, but trainer is totally disconnected. So fourth part we want to bring is transparency. So we don't want to eliminate vendors. Vendors are going to be there. We want system should be transparent. Okay, so that visibility is there everywhere for everybody in all the respect. Okay, and these are also become part of the contractual in the part. And the fifth part, which we are interested in, is standardizing the contracts also. Contract language between the vendor and trainer and between the clients and the deliverable wise also. And the sixth part, this is my vision, that after a year we should have our own lawyers also, which is on our panel, which handles the larger, bigger issue. Because what we are interested in is not only focusing on Indian market, we are interested in targeting the international market, and we can do very well. We are one of the best in manpower. We are the second largest scientific manpower in the world, but we are not projecting ourselves. Okay, and we can actually do it. So this is the bigger goal we are thinking about it, and that's why we are meeting over here. The objective is, let's have a face-to-face meeting. First objective for us when Vishal and we are discussing what we do. And Wednesday will not go with the administration day one. Let's talk about activity in the community, and he especially flown from there. Really, it requires a task. Yes. Okay. These are all dream I had it 10 years back, but it pending because you need a पागल लोग चाहिए साहब उतने पागल मिले नहीं तो अब मैं मिला तो मैंने कहा ठीक है let's do it. Okay, so this is the purpose we are gathering right now. So our purpose is next within a 1 year we want to activate the trainer community across India in different places. We start making it as an unstructured chapters, which is not a formalized right now. And during due course of the time, within a 6 months code of conduct will come, that I am taking the responsibility to create a draft. I'll share with you all of your wonderful senior people, and you can give me inputs on it, and we'll standardize that part. And plan is by year end we should have a grow registered organization. Either as a trust or a society, I will recommend as a trust, but we'll still take the opinion from the all of you as well as from the lawyers how the things works. And this is going to be not for profit. Okay, and then somewhere we'll see that if we end up contributing something 5% of our earning or 1% of our earning to the organization, so that it becomes a purely philanthropic based organization, and it's for the good for the society. That's the basically idea. And so that's I set up the tone and agenda for the training. Rest is open to all of you. You can share the ideas. Thank you very much. Yeah.
Or is it
Yes, for everybody. Yeah, all the training industry, full trainers.
Industry.
like IIT coaching?
All.
Not
Even
IT
the
coaching.
academia also will improve later on, because what the challenge we are facing is in India, academia, industry, and research organization all are in silo.
Correct.
All are in silo. If you go in Germany, university, research lab, and the industry in the same campus, and that's only one campus in India doing it, IIT Chennai. They did a wonderful job.
IIT Madras Research Lab, wonderful place. Actually, a lot of startups working there.
Yeah.
Because I've been there multiple times because they work a lot of stuff on the telecom part of it.
Yeah.
And just to add one point here. So if you see, India was never a technology producer when it comes to telecom.
Yeah.
Yes, right. Software wise, we are the superpower. We know that.
Yeah.
So we were consuming this technology from many years, last 23 years. The last innovation what we did was done by Sam Pitroda, who is known as a father of telecom. Right. So he built some exchanges for as local exchanges in C-Dot. And because of that, our rural India is connected today. If it would have not been there, so we will be still isolated. From that wireline network, still 4G, we have not even contributed a single penny of telecom technology or innovation in the global market. This is the first time in 5G we have built our own 5G test bed. we will be doing one of the massive rollout of BSNL 4G network. It may look like, why BSNL is building 4G now and why not 5G. There are a lot of, ifs and buts there. But this is the first time this kind of major wireless network we will be building for the first time. So they have brought all the IITs together. They created a forum called as CBIT, which is based on the IIT Madras research park, actually headed by all the people, all the professors from IIT Madras. Wonderful place, the kind of test bed they built in 100 crore rupees. Private companies have spent 1,000 crore rupees to build the same. But that's so this is the kind of innovation, and I've been there recently multiple times. There, been a part of the training team as well. So the kind of campus what you see in the IIT Madras research park is amazing, amazing. They give you space, they give you all the resources what you need to build the products, the technologies what you need to build. So this will compete with the excellent of here. Yeah. No. Yeah, it is competing, right? It's not competing in India design. Yes. So it will not compete. It is already competing, and the idea is not to, government knows that they cannot take BSNL and Shrikant kind of companies to global. So there is a clear mandate. They have to take the companies like TCS, Tejas, private companies to the global market. Through them, they will go. Right. So what they're doing, they're trying to do the basic testing of that network in India with 4G. And then they are actually trying to, sell it to, they already have 9-10 interest coming in from the African markets or African countries. They're still about the European. Yeah. The European is tough to crack. So the clear idea is to, to get this BSNL network as a pilot. So government is pushing this money as a pilot because the first idea was to replace companies like Huawei and ZTE, which is the Chinese vendor. And the next idea is to, you cannot do all things in one go, right? Yeah, it's not. So first, huge. Yeah. So first thing what they've done it by doing it by taking out Huawei and ZTE, they say no Huawei, no ZTE. Right. And the next step what they're taking is to take out European Swedish company, Ericsson, and Ericsson. So there is a clear mandate, which is not official, but unofficial. So there is a very good. So this is the IIT Madras. Is what he's mentioned is an amazing place. You can go there, find the place, find the resources, do whatever you want. You get the money also. Like a lot of companies are working out there.
So now we are actually in a stage where actually we have enough scientific manpower as well as experience by us. But only thing is we are not aspiring for the bigger. Let's aspire for the bigger. And over here, I'm telling you frankly, without training industry evolving and we contributing, then nothing will go. I'll just give you an example. I do one of the other training part is actually I do reliability engineering software. Nobody does.
SRE.
And I do
site reliability engineering.
So I do reliability engineering. I do formal methods. How to prove your system is right or not. Okay. Pure mathematics. Nobody does it in industry over here. And when I go, I'm not able to sell that. This is what it is. And most of the people, when I teach maths, I'm teaching programming language, but I teach maths behind it, why the language is this way, why that way. And which way you should write the syntax so that your code is provable. And it's becomes very hard for me. In academia, people understand me, but industry is not. Okay. I'm thinking of future, but we have to evolve everybody.
But just to add to what you mentioned academia. Yeah. I've been to many colleges to deliver these things. The quality of academia, if I can take out the premier institutes like IITs and IITs, the quality of academia is very
that's me agree.
Second across domains, mechanical beats, civil beat, telecom beat. So pathetic, right? I don't even know ABC. I don't even know how to write program in C++. That's
why I'm talking I came from NIT Calicut, I deal with premium students. That's why, see, those computer science department, only 1 or 2 people understand this stuff, like compiler design, right? Very 2 people only. My campus, NIT Calicut 1, IIT Chennai, there are 2, 3. But there are still people out there who understand this stuff. In industry, we don't have. I don't want to tell you client name. I trained the team over there for compiler design. Not even a single PhD in over the team. All our MTech, BTech people are there from much big branches. Nobody understands compiler theory. But how people are writing compiler? And their client was Elon Musk, battery plant, Nevada plant. Their system was not scaling. Their 40,000 lines of code, it was taking 2 hours to compile. Then I taught them for compiler. This is the level of industries. Got it right? And this I'm talking top-notch product company. I don't know how to name it over here because it's a public forum. Okay, and we have to evolve. And we can't evolve until we invest very deeply into it in terms of science, in terms of engineering and practitioner. Our academy is very good with theory. Industry is very good with production. practitioners are missing, and that's where we come, okay? And we have to evolve that part, okay? So this is one of my dream vision assets which I've got. Now, it's open to all of you. You can share your thoughts and ideas about it, or anything else.
I'd like to add something here. Would you have any research where you are looking into how this industry is going on in the training industry? Now everything is free. If you go to YouTube, everything is free. But what is the takeaway of the resource? To us, the people who take in the free, they are concentrated on that? No. So somewhere it is a missing. Even though three things are available free, it is not. So I'm saying last 1 month experience before, we have like Agile, Excel and Power BI. There are a lot of corporates are there, the finance side of this Mercedes Benz. Okay. So they have called me because they have faced my training. They said, okay, Santosh, why not you to conduct a session in Kanakpura or somewhere, some resort and all. So which will have a good takeaway. Okay. So we went there. So that same kind of training is available in the YouTube. Okay. So I didn't do any kind of magic. Okay. I just went there. This physical connect of training instead of this virtual connect of training make a lot of sense and bring a lot of value as well. So when we went around 30 people. I conducted this particular sponsorship and we charged around 2.5K, 2,500 from each institution. So 30 people and it's come around 78,000. And it gives the essence, the value out of that. They don't, the time they're taking, like 4 days to 5 days to get thing. But when you connect physical, I take 6 hours of session. It was amazing. Okay. And when we do have research and we find out in India, if we can convert this virtual kind of training, the free method of training to the physical kind of training, it's the market of 5% in India today. This kind of training market. So, but we are not exploring because people in India have a mindset, how can I do it at lesser cost? And where this training is missing out. Because everything is free, I can do it that one, but we need to target those, the people who need to convert this kind of virtual to
everybody in the same place, it is possible, but they are spread across different ranges in different places. That's a challenge.
Yeah, just the point what he has mentioned, that has been a normal topic in every client discussion. Right, I'm actually connected to at least 5-10 clients every week, right? So every time they say, sir, your content is very basic. We have already taken subscription from LinkedIn. We have already taken subscription from LinkedIn. Why do we really need it? And when I interview people of some smaller organization, right? They don't even, because I cannot talk from the IT front of it. Person say, hey, I am, Kubernetes expert, Udemy, a Docker expert, cloud native expert, microservice. Right. When I asked him, okay, I'm not from that domain, I'm mainly come from telecom. I say, okay, can you tell me what is the difference in Docker and Kubernetes? They say both are container technologies.
The latest post was a container Kubernetes.
Yeah.
That is it.
So they say both are container technology. Can you tell me the difference between these two? No, sir, they are related to each other. They he has done some Udemy courses. He has published cloud Docker certified, container certified on Udemy on this. They don't even know the basic.
See, my challenge is you are a full stack guy. Either you doesn't know what happens is from one programming language. Yeah. Now you have to learn everything so that you can demand more money.
Yeah. Project
front end, back end, and infrastructure and database. Right. That's where your profile says everything. You're jack of all, king of all.
The Brahma is one there.
No, you're not doing it.
I'm okay with that as well. So if you say jack of all trades, I'm also okay. Right. So at least the basic what you written in, you should know the difference. And they were also the same.
Yeah. I think many of you might have experience. In my Udemy, maybe as of now, I have taken 10 courses. Not even one I have completed.
Yeah, same for me.
This is what I want to let me pick it up. See, I would like to. I assembled everything, but never get a chance to complete even one, which I felt.
Same here.
Today, guys, how many of you are LinkedIn premium?
Yeah, I am.
Okay, recently in some of the startup groups, LinkedIn premium for a year is coming for 4,000 rupees or 2,500 rupees. Someone is for promotion. I took that one. I went for Kubernetes with Java. Amazing, simple, 2 minutes, 3 minutes videos. You need not feel that it's breaking somewhere and all. Take that video and keep on going on. They are giving me the examples. Awesome.
right? Udemy and all, it's more of a wrong promotions. I'd say I've become little famous. I pick up one course, kept it on. I mean to say, keep on and go for a promotion, saying that 300, for free and all. Right. But end of the day, do you really spend that much of time to learn the things and all? Impossible. I say LinkedIn Learning is the best one which I felt being a trainer, being industry guy. In recent times, just couple of days back, I've completed that basics of networking. I don't know what is RG, what is CAT cable and all. Just 2 days back. Kubernetes, I start. It's just 1 hour, 1.5 hours of time. 2 hours, 3 minutes, 2 minutes, 3 minutes of pockets, small pockets, and with quiz. Awesome. Udemy is another gent. You will not spend time. And why people are not going with Udemy and much of the time, you get stuck. Who is going to help you? See, today, a software engineer is good as long as you can assemble the stuff from Google and assemble it. That's it. You never know what is the foundation. As you say, sir, that is really true. You take NIT, IIT, anybody, they are good. Lot of stuff. But when you come and assemble the thing and make it a product, no. Then put at certain parts and they project that they know everything.
Yeah. Okay, good. See, I would like to talk in a completely different direction. Okay, not getting into the details of all this. Okay, I see in terms of value addition what we can bring as a company. Okay, until now, like I was not aware of what exactly we people are coming together for what type of initiative. But when you say that you are looking to create an NGO kind of thing or like maybe a trust kind of thing, where all the trainers come together, I personally feel that there's like huge potential. And I can like literally tell you that in terms of point that what areas we should be focusing on, okay, like how we can add value overall. Clearly we see this thing that right now, whatever corporate trainings that we are actually doing, most of the people in here we are doing, we are getting it through either Naukri.com, LinkedIn profile, or through internet. Now, there's a huge potential that even in terms of academics, there is a lack of, reaching out. Meaning like if you talk about marketing, whom to reach out. Colleges, they have lesser budget as compared to corporate companies. They not try to reach out to the corporate companies like Simply Learn and IIT and all these companies. Okay, why? Because they don't have that much of budget. But I see a huge potential that if we are able to start something very strong from Bangalore, and then we start connecting, like first of all, major cities in terms of what is the consortium that we are actually like building, then what we do is that we kind of like bring a overall mix of academics based training, like the colleges or universities which have huge number of students. We can actually become a face because if we are operating as an NPF, okay, like then obviously like we can reach out to a larger audience through the number of people that we'll be having as a community. And then like we kind of like become a mixture of like we are doing corporate events also. We are like working for the betterment of the society. Even at the same time, like we are paying to the trainer. I'm not saying that, okay, the trainers will not be paid, but yes, it will be overall an NPF initiative. Okay. But yeah, there's a lot of lack of, there are a lot of like gaps which are there because bigger companies, they are focusing on high paying clients. Okay. They're not focusing on like too much of academics. But in like right now, in terms of upskilling, there's a huge potential that we have. I can personally say this, that if we want to train something on Microsoft Azure or AWS, we go to the college, we take even like 499 rupees per registration and there are 500 people, you get paid more than a corporate event scale. I'm just telling you in terms of value addition, if we put our bar a little bit low in terms of as a community, if we go over there, then we are serving a lot of like extra people, like the number of people whom we are impacting is like huge. And eventually as a community, we grow. Okay, we become
I want to add one point, guys. Now, there are few similar profiles, let's say few Java guys, few .NET guys, or Microsoft guys, and few different guys. How many of you have a structured content? Today, everybody is exploiting about that. They bring their own content. They'll ask client to get a content. They go to the net and get a content. They say you give your own content. Do we have a content structure saying that, okay, Java FSD or .NET FSD? Huh? No, I'm saying that. This is common across. This can be used by everyone.
Personal.
See, I'll tell you what happens is the vendor comes, right? They go to 20 trainers, ask for 20 table of contents. Even though they have it, they collect it.
Yes.
They never know what is correct. How many of your experience? Yeah. Is it necessary? Can we have one standard template, core Java? This is the one. That's it. Java 8, this is the one. Or a version wise, whatever it is. This is the first table of contents. And this is for industry. And let's say if you're going for academic, this is academic. This can be used by everybody. Let's say otherwise, He has gone with something else, I'm going with something else. I'll bring, oh, this is the new things I push it across. What I told is secondary, but I'm trying to pump up something and all. What I'm delivering is secondary. That's first thing I see. Content should be standardized. Within the certification side, technology side, and whatever it is industry wise and academic wise. That way, what happens is, this is the content is going to, who delivers it secondary. What is the capability experience is secondary, but this is a standard content. Otherwise, today you have a lot of deemed universities, they have their own way. Yes. And how a trainer is becoming a vendor, every professor is becoming of one sort of a connections with one or the others. How many of you might be able? Right? Few people, right? Ideally, they won't go for a better people. They say who is affordable, who is reachable, who can listen to us, who can abide to our this one. The worst part recently I've seen, Kionics, any of you are aware of it? Kionics. Yeah. Karnataka Electronics. This is the body who formed the electronics. I was part of that one as a program. What they did was, if it takes anywhere also, I'm okay with it. Just PU students completed. PU. Into the BCA first year. AI with Python, they want to push across to them. You know how much they're charging? 15,000 rupees per student. They don't know ABCD. No lab setup, nothing. And AWS guy is going to teach this one. No industry guys. There were 3 batches. Because according to the number of people, they have to form a batch. 60 people, 1 batch.
No, that is why we should talk about like what, I mean, value addition.
No, that's what I'm bringing.
Yeah, no, I'm talking about the problems. Okay. Problems are there. We are talking about what door we are going to build as.
No, I'm telling you the problem, how you address now. Now you tell that they have formed something called Kionics X. Their intention is to make money. Government body, few people are there. Industry is booming. Why don't we take? First, they brought 3 courses: AI, Python, AWS, cybersecurity. And you know who are teaching? Half of them are qualified. Half of them even doesn't know anything. They're not even 4 years of experience. AWS guys teaching. That means 4 is available. They want to teach. And they have a franchising model where they're going to the rural areas like Gulbarga, Bidar, certain places. They are hiring a franchises. Their model is 18% something these guys have to pay, and they have to get the people. That's it. It doesn't bother what their foundation and all. So why I'm trying to bring this is, see, today the barber shops you go, they have a unit and say 60 rupees for this, 60 rupees for this. Am I correct? Rate card is it. Unfortunately, we are very unorganized sector. A guy who comes just into the industry is ready to work for 2,000 rupees per day. Who is established is not less than 20,000. Whom they want to go in between. Kind of a lot of challenges are there. If you can content and standardization of the prices, then one more thing I want to bring, insurance or some sort of things. See, because of your majority of the people might have it, might not have it actually. Because you don't have a everyday income and you don't have a fixed salary as well as benefits of as an employee. Everybody to see, if I'm here, let's say I couldn't be able to sustain for some more time because of, let's say, a lot of seniors are there. Everyone is asking less for me because I'm first time. I got exploited also. I work for HP first time for big data for 8,000 a day. And later I realized 80,000 they charge per day. And from Hebbal to Electron City, I travel every day. So 45 kilometers every day. That was my first batch. Exploit was so much. Am I correct? How many of you are aware of it? Yes. I learned it very hard way. Then slowly I realized that means there's no one to support us. There's no one to whom to reach out. So, if someone want to, let's say I'm in IT, I want to come here. I don't know whom to approach. What content is there? Everyone is asking me to give a content. Which content I'm from IT guy. What content I want, I have to go to somewhere and pick it up. Then I don't know whether it's standardized or not. Summarize it. Yeah, sorry. Summarize it. Summarize it. Yeah. Summarize it. Yeah. Summarizing is, sorry. 3 points. One is, let us any industry, whether it's say in the training, whatever is our technical, non-technical, whatever it is, have a standardized content that is going to be published. Whether they follow it or not, it's up to them. Let's say I'm a new guy. Let's say I want to be an entry. I should be having some content, pick it up, let me start delivering. Okay. Second is price wise. Let's say this much is the experience. This is the technology. This is the price. This is the minimum, maximum, whatever it is, but minimum. Okay. On top of it, any training should get registered somewhere for it, completely.
let's say now I'm getting training with Raj, right? It's between me. Raj is established vendor. He have a good money flow. He have good things. He have a reputation. He's ready to pay me. But let's say I become become vendor myself. Out of greed, I have trained half of the people in Target Corporation. Target is one of the retail chain in US. Yes. I gave only one training as a second trainer. There were two batches are happening. That to how? One batch, morning, 50 people will be there. Afternoon, 50 people will be there. Same content we have to deliver in 5 days. Out of 2 trainers, 1 trainer gave a hand. I went there as a substitute. Mine was clicked. I become a vendor. Empanelment on the very immediately. Then immediately in the sense, according to the contract, let's say I'm done with the Raj. When we are discussing 6 months, I shouldn't touch base with the client. 6 months, I didn't go. After 7th month, when I go, they were waiting for me. Shyam, we are looking for you. That means they like my content. 6 months back to back, I gave it tremendous to them. I got a lot of money. I went and burnt it as a, I started my own company kind of.
So there are 2 points: standardization of content, standardization of cost. Okay, now
cost, and third one is being a community. If it is insurance, can be given for everybody in unavoidable circumstances. I don't say that Corona will come or doesn't come, or any time for a future. It's let's say when you are having a trust right from the trust, unavoidable circumstances, certain people just to make them survive. Because I see a lot of industries, they were very flourished. Last moment they'll have a lot of challenges and all. So some sort of help from the. That's a good idea. These are the three. Over to Raj. Thank you.
Yes. So I just had a good understanding of couple of things being mentioned now, and a good insight on the Sridhar also. So from vendor perspective with regard to content, standardization, which we were all discussing as of now, there are 2 issues here. One is whether the vendor is working with the direct customer or not. That is one question which many of us are not able to figure out. Because if you see, there may be some 30-40 main vendors in the market. There are 3,000 sub vendors in the market.
Yes, correct.
Now these 30-40 vendors, they want to get instructors if they are not having their common pool. But most of these vendors already have tied up with some ABC instructor who's already been living with them for so many years that they would never want to look to the other side unless until something new comes in or there's an additional batch, a parallel batch, those kind of things. So what happens is requirement gets floated outside. Now from that sub vendor, it goes to sub vendors. Yes. So what happens is that sub vendor doesn't even know who the end customer is. Yes. He doesn't know what angle are we talking from, what is the need of the training, which audience are they catering to, which BU is asking. They do not know because only the point of contact with the customer and the vendor only knows that. Yes. For example, as an account manager, I know XYZ company, this BU is in this domain, he needs this requirement. This is not available to anybody else. Then what happens is then this work of searching content starts because this has gone to so many people. You would have seen many times. One requirement, you get 20 calls.
Yes, absolutely.
But these 20 will not be from those reputed companies, be like NIIT or the guys. They will never give you a call. 20 people calling you. All unknown names will come in. Then you get into this gathering of content. Otherwise, not even 20 calls. I get 20 calls from the same call.
One point. I want to add one more point. Let's say I'm a trainer with Raj, working with Raj. It's between me and Raj only, nobody else. Correct? It should be registered somewhere. Let's say tomorrow for any complaints. Why? Because a lot of challenges happen in general, somewhere in history. Maybe with the basic information, need not to be reading the commercials. But Shyam is working.
I'm coming to the point.
That's it. I just have to.
Yeah, the first thing. Second thing. For example, I have been working with Chaitanya for an MNC company. He does trainings. He is an AWS specialist. But again, he has to deliver only based on a networking perspective of AWS. Yes. They are not looking for the generic 3-day content available on the website because I can put it, he can put it,
I'm saying that is a specialization.
Yes. So the base is we tell Chaitanya, we are looking for a program 3 to 5 days. Certification is one of the criteria. Yes. End of the day, they will be able to do on-job work. Yes, so he knows that 3 days is available on AWS site. 2 more days, what is to be added? He just get on a call. 1-to-1, finish the discussion, he turns out a 5-day content and that is locked. Yes. See, that is it happens when there's a clarity going.
Yes.
When there are so many people in the back end working who do not know what is happening, then this challenge of non-standardization of content comes because 90% of the companies which have been doing training regularly have standardized contents. I think you would agree.
Yeah, so without a call, I know, don't go training. Some vendors say that don't calls. I said I do not want the training.
Same happens.
Because I've taken
Without
over.
training,
When
but without a technical discussion with the BU or SMA requesting the training,
Chaitanya would never do the training.
You will
I will not show you the customer.
Say with me,
You will not do
lot of
it.
people ask me content. I say, without talking to the client, who is the artist, what it is. And 99% of people will not.
Content they ask later, first they ask price.
Fine. Let's say I accept the price. Now they will ask me the content. I say, who is the participants? They don't know whether it's
They will not say.
senior people. They will.
I'm coming to the Sri, I'm coming to one by one.
Yes.
See, this question which Siddhesh sir asked about the price, why it comes first is because the customer and the main vendor, they already have a red card signed between them.
True, understood.
These are either 2
Yeah.
years or 5 years contract.
Yes.
This is a red card fixed.
Yes.
I bring 25-year experienced trainer or I bring 2-year experienced trainer. If my CSAT, customer satisfaction score, which all customers have, is below 9.5, I have to walk away with 20% shaven off. If it is below 9, I lose 40%. This is signed and documented a part of the SLA which we signed.
But last one question which I have, the industry is fluctuating that way, but why was that get locked? My question over.
That is done mainly because to prevent the people jumping in and jumping out. For example, explainer, he is known to the customer. He is journeying for the last 3 years. They want to ensure that there is an integrity between the customer, vendor, and the instructor.
Okay.
It should not be I become greedy tomorrow, try to make 2 rupees more, cut him and bring somebody else there. They don't want that also because he knows the company very well. He knows the
But
requirements.
it's not transparent. No. See, the cost is not shown between, right? I mean, correct, is it?
It is not that I give the PO to him and he gives the PO to me. The rates are in line with the industry. It can be 2,000 rupees plus, 2,000 rupees minus. It is not like.
But that's when it's all poking now. Let's say you come for the same program for 20,000. I'm a new vendor. I will come for 15,000 or 10,000.
Companies will not, end customer will not do that. What happens is coming to that point. When, like suggest why the price comes because the point is here. From here, he has to mark up first, we will take suggest a service. Let's say is X. He has to give it to somebody. X plus 1. That somebody is give to somebody. X plus 1 plus 1. Then it comes. Finally, I land up at Y. Because all these costs come to me. Then what do I do? Then I tell this customer, sir, you and I don't have much of budget. What do we do? Then they say, okay, either your profile is good, somehow convince him. So again, come down the funnel. Again, start renegotiating all the way back here. End of the day, what happens is customer is paying the maximum.
Okay.
The main vendor is getting the minimum. Everybody else below are taking 5, 10, 15% marking down. Trainer gets the least.
That's the fact. Yes.
That is the issue. If you're working with either direct vendor or maybe one hand. For example, the companies like GK, US. They don't work directly with anybody. They have vendors in India. So it will be one step below. For example, I am a vendor to GK. GK is also a competitor to me.
Right.
But I cannot enter the global market like GK's presence. It's impossible.
Yes.
So then what happens is only instructor, me, and GK. And what GK does is they look out.
So guys, one question I want on behalf of us. Now, how does this can be eliminated? Let's say client to vendor, but how many in between and all? See, if we can standardize this way, it would be better. So is it possible at all?
That call has to be taken by the instructors because see what happens is there's a revenue again attached to this. It depends on who is occupied for what number of days in a month and what is the revenue model.
Majority problem is from our side also. If you
I'm not blaming anyone. I'm just telling you because there are 2 scenarios. Amarjit sir, please give me 2 minutes. I have got 2 scenarios. I have instructor A with me. There's a basket of instructors here who all say that Raj, मुझे 10 दिन का training आप दीजिए महीने में, मैं खुश हूँ. 20 days I will do whatever I want. I go to holiday, मैं कहीं जाऊँगा, upgrade करूँगा, but don't give me. I will not take. They have X rate card. There are trainers who say Raj, 25 days के लिए मुझे 25 days का भी training दो, साथ में Saturday Sunday है तो भी दे दो. This other set of people here because this revenue model for them is different. This revenue model is different. Now, who should take the call? For me, end of the day, customer gives me the same price. He's not going to change. But this person says, I'll give you lower because he says, Raj, RPS, NIAT, Spring People, bring Florence, bring everybody in. He wants only daily accommodation. मुझे 10,000 रुपए मिल गया तो 2.5 lakhs. This guy says, no, I will only do 10 days. You give me 30,000 rupees, I take 3 lakhs, I'm happy. So this discussion should be by the individual who is having their own revenue model. Vendor can never come into this part.
The other part is massive problem, the trainer quality, right? Sometimes people agree for 10K or but when they go to deliver, right? So they actually,
My out of 10 trainings, my 7 trainings are paid trainings and last minute gave a hand trainings. I don't pick up everything regularly. Morning I get a call 6 o'clock saying that 9:30 should be there in the campus.
On the spot.
I did it for many people. And saying that one guy landed, I did for my own company called, I was with Aditi Technologies that is taken over by a couple of other companies. I was supposed to work with the director. That fellow on the day busy, lot of challenges happened. I went and set with the business because one guy has come from the Delhi, showcased a lot of stuff on big data. Unfortunately, he couldn't able to deliver because the participants are director levels, architect levels. They want the industry knowledge. They don't want the training knowledge. What is training? They want the business use cases to be addressed.
We can cut down the further detail.
Yes.
Just come to the point.
Yes.
Because
Yes.
Let me summarize that.
We have to hear from the online people.
Correct. How do
Let
we
me summarize that. One is the content standardization is already there. It is only fine tuning or tweaking is what I will call it. We are not reinventing the wheel for any technology.
But Ras, I think it is only with the vendors. It's not in the public out there.
It could not be given to the vendor proprietary to the company.
Absolutely.
I cannot share please in the content open domain.
That's what I'm saying. See, if that is the case, every vendor has their standardized standards. Then instead of they asking the trainer to be given, they should give.
If they have the network, for example, I work with many automobile companies. The requirement is completely different, but there is also software. It is again C, but not the normal C, it is embedded C. It is not Unix, it is embedded Unix. We have the template available with us.
If that is the case, then I tell you, this is your proprietary, which is very cheap. Because you are in the industry. Somebody is starting a few years, things and all. Then for a trainer community, they should have their own content. I say standardized. Then on top of it, any specialization should be discussed and added.
Yes.
That's what I feel.
That's what
Somebody want to
something. Not change how business operates at the ground. If you want to build something, you need to understand that we cannot change how things are flowing. What every time I'm trying to say is that we need to think about the standardization that we can bring in the market, which are missing. Okay? We cannot advise Amazon to change their content. We cannot talk about Microsoft. Everybody is doing their part. There are three category of people. First category of people are corporate leaders who are making very good money. Okay, they are least bothered about this type of community. They think that it's a wastage of time. Okay, they are happy with how they are reaching out to international customers through LinkedIn, and they are pretty good in what they are actually doing. Okay, so what value addition we can do as a trust or the community to them? Okay? Yeah. Maybe some rating system or maybe safeguarding some of their interest. The second thing is that I'll quickly summarize it. The second thing is that, as I said, that many a times what happens is that we can become a community wherein like we are solving a larger purpose of wherein like in terms of costing, they cannot go, the corporate companies cannot serve them. Okay, but as a community, we can actually go ahead and reach out to them. Business wise, it will be good for them. Anybody who's like telling that, no, okay, I want to post my profile here in this trust. And you help me sell my profile, you go and project, I'm giving you the rate card. At that time, you actually do this through our reach, okay? But at this, we need to think about both the direction that the people who are not willing to sell themselves through our channel, and at the same time, the people who are looking to sell themselves through our channel, okay? We should be focusing on value addition for both of the categories.
See, initially, if you ask me, as a community, we will not enter in the business.
Yeah.
Reason is that itself has its own nuances. Well, vendor is handling it. There are under the table treatment is also there. A lot of other stuff. We will get trained. We are all intellectual people. We study, we prepare the stuff and do it. What actually we can do is, nobody we have a common portal where actually somebody want to flow it. They want to connect to some vendor, they can connect it. They want to connect to some trainer, they can connect it. But that's on a personal basis. We are just enabling, but we will not run a business.
No,
it's very clear. Reason is because we can't. It needs, then we need a team.
Just to add to whatever you said now, I think pre-COVID, myself and Vishal, we had a long discussion about this. What we were thinking was, if one is like what you said, we need to have a portal where you have instructors who will get themselves onboarded on the portal with their profile. We will also have a system where each trainer, once we have a portal, For example, you are going to an XYZ company delivering a training. You have a link, a feedback link, where at the end of the day, the training is completed 5 days or 3 days or whatever duration. You ask the participants to just take 5 points out of the main key things and give the feedback online.
Yes.
That gets stored in the backend.
Common database.
So
We want a
anybody
common database.
sees, for example, you go to a hotel, we see a review, 4 of 5, 4.5 of, how did the parameter come? It is nothing but the feedback just gathered in the backend.
Yes.
Number 2, I also told Vishal, there's also another way out also. Once we have this portal can be marketed to IT L&D, saying that just like how Times, Jobs and Monster those days, 2 decades back, they went flat out saying that you want to hire, put all the job percentage out, come to my portal, I give you 1 lakh, 5 lakh profiles. This can be taken to the L&D, saying that this is a point where you have this pool of talent, this is the rating given by the industry. So first 2-3 due diligence is already clear. You just need to go ahead and start discussing and put them together. That is also now because talking to Vishal, the COVID came and that's where the whole idea was missed out.
I'll tell you one thing. See, this rating is always a challenge. You go and buy anything. Let's say there is a training buyer, there is someone. See, there is a seed and weed. Let's say, who will give me a feedback? Let's say they should be authenticated guys. Let's say there are 30 people I have given you training. They should be part of a system. Otherwise, if I give a common lead,
Participants who have done the training.
We'll figure it out. So
We'll come back to you guys. I think we are running late.
The other online.
Mahua wants to.
Point, right?
Yeah.
Mahua, you can mute your
unmute system that it can't be hackable in a way.
Yes.
Mahua, over to you, yeah, please.
Yeah, thank you so much for allowing me to add on some points. Since we are talking about standardization of content and also the rate cards, I thought we can also consider standardization of payment policy, payment terms basically.
Yes.
So,
I think this is far more important than standardization of rate card because that's actually economics.
Yes.
Let the market driven it.
Yes.
But we can do what? That payment policies are transparent across everything.
Correct. Yes, that makes sense.
what I notice is working with multiple vendors, often they come out with their own payment terms in terms of what will be the payment turnaround time, the TDS deduction, and other like cancellation clause and all. And I think out of my experience, what I have learned, we can negotiate. In fact, it can be one of the standardization. At the same time, talking about it in this particular forum, the trainers community, I think can bring awareness where often trainers say, okay, they have deducted the TDS, but it's not been deposited, or the payment term is stretched over, let's say 30 days, 45 days, or 60 days, 90 days, and lakhs accumulated, which they are yet to recover from the vendor. So I think this awareness among ourselves where we can have a standard payment terms in case it's been spread across a weeks, let's say particular training, then we can say, okay, let's do the weekly or a fortnight basis payment. Yeah. Or in case there's cancellation, often that can also happen where you cancel, you have an understanding with a vendor and you say, okay, it's okay. Even if it's cancel, I'm ready to compromise because it's just, I'm getting a recurring training from the vendor. But I strongly feel that this can become the vendors are taking advantage this way because for them cancellation does not matter because trainers are not charging additionally. So there should be some kind of clause which should be mentioned in the payment term. So when we are sending the commercial, the mail across to the vendor or a training proposal with the training course material, the commercial, also I think we must include the payment terms, at least few of the terms which are clearly mentioned that the payment turnaround from the invoice date will be so and so days, let's say 10 days or 15 days. In fact, I'll share my experience, though I'll not name the vendor. This was with a company called Emphasis. I've been delivering for them almost, it's going to be 7 years of spread across several training. And the vendor used to tell me I changed almost 7-8 vendors also in due course of time, working with the same client. So vendors used to say they would be a 30 days to 45 days of payment turnaround time. And this is what we can accommodate because client is going to pay us a little later. And, after your feedback and all that process, you will be getting paid. But I realized as I got interacted with her directly from Emphasis, their actual payment turnaround time is 15 days. From the invoice date. I'm talking about the standalone, mainly the kind of a soft skills, behavioral communication, leadership kind of training, which is not like spread across months together, which basically indicates that the vendor is keeping a buffer time and they say that, okay, because we have to get the realization from the company and then only we can pay. But the question over here is the contract is between the trainer and the vendor, trainer and the training company, which we are calling vendor. We are also vendors. So considering that as the particular training vendor is putting across their payment terms to the company, and when we are dealing with them as a vendor or as a freelancer, however way, I think we must have that standardization and have an understanding between among all of us that we need to put across that particular concrete number of days within which we have to get the realization, so that we don't experience that problem of, okay, because it's like I'm getting a huge accumulation of lakhs of rupees with a vendor. I'm not getting paid. I'm complaining in the various forums, and I'm just out with these issues. So this issue can be sorted because we are taking the payment on a part basis, not like at the end of the training, especially when the training is spread across multiple days. I think we must discuss about the standardization of payment terms and have an.
Mahua, that point is taken. Anything else additionally you want to add it? In addition to the payment term standardization, anything else?
Just a point, just a question.
Yeah, over to you, Abdul. You want to say something?
No, actually, I want to ask a question to
Yeah, please. Please.
So you see, I've been a vendor as well, right? So she was mentioning that the customers are paying in 15 days. I have hardly seen any customer paying in 15 days or normal.
For soft skills, they give you on the spot also.
Oh, my.
So on the spot, advance as well.
Yeah, for me, I have been around, most of big customers work with Ericsson, Nokia kind of companies. Right.
But how
normal
are missing
just allow me to come to that. So our normal payment terms are 90 days, which is getting paid in 120 days. That's the normal payment terms what you got. Right. So they hardly pay in advance, they hardly pay in 15 days, 30 days. Right. They pay in 90 days and that spread over 120 days. So I'm not sure what other industry norms are.
Let me add to what Sanjay sir is saying. Let me add to what Sanjay sir is saying. Like what Mahua mentioned about emphasis. I have stopped working with them for the last 5 years because
this is very bad.
Their payment terms is 90 days as per their purchase order, which is actually hitting my account in 125 days because that is not 90 calendar days. Their interpretation is 90 business days, which includes Saturday, Sunday, holiday, Independence Day, Gandhi Jayanti, all that you take, Ganesh Puja, Ramzan, Christmas, all you take, it comes to 126 days, 127 days. I have stopped working with them, though I am MSME. The rule says it is 30 days. Now coming to other part of it, there are companies like Capgemini, same story, 90 days, 130 days. I have stopped working with them. I don't need their business because I have to sustain my business model and I have a commitment to all of you here. It is not the question of taking 50 lakh rupees business from them and saying I cannot pay anybody on the table. I don't need that.
But Raj,
what I think, Vishal, is complete. Number 3. MSME policy by Government of India says 30 days, but majority IT companies have said only one thing, best we can accommodate is 45 days, otherwise cut low occupancy. That is a word they have told me.
That's why we want that we should get together.
Yes.
And nobody we are we are able to push with few clients, then it will become standard.
Soft skills, I agree with you 100% because in soft skills sometimes we do it offsite, we do it resorts, we do it outside. I have got customers who pay me advance also because it involves weekend, your accommodation, your 3 times food, high budget. They give it in advance itself. Yes. I agree with you on the soft skills, but
a cancellation of
cancellation also.
Let's come by one because Abdul is waiting. Mahua will come back to you.
Just a quick point. I was just citing my example also, and also I very clearly specified the soft skills, behavioral communication. I never said technical. I'm just giving an example to make all of you understand that what's there in the reality is often different than what is told by the vendor. Not all the time, but there are exceptions. So I was just bringing that example. Though I understand for technical training, it could be a different payment terms. Yeah.
Mahua, your point is well taken, and it's a very big pain point for all of us, and we'll sort it out within the next 2 years for sure. Okay. Now over to you, Abdul.
Thank you so much. Rather than more on suggestion side, I really want to keep a few questions which we need to shed some light on. Rather, it's very important for me to look through these 3 questions that I have. The first one is what, according to all of us, means the quality of a training is delivered. The second one, we were talking about content standardization for a few subjects. I agree, content is not standardized. For a lot of organizations who share out trainings from big corporates, right? So for all of them, this trainings are standardized. And when we talk about certified trainers, we all are aware about that. The third part, the market requirement that we have today doesn't come out with one specific subject as an ask to be trained. It comes inclusive of multiple subjects we probably are not capable to handle because we come from that older generation where technology meant for us a specific skill set in which we have drowned ourselves for last 10 years, last 12 years, last 13 years, and then they come up adding another one or two subjects to it. For example, if there were people who had been who had well trained themselves on application security, they better understand application security. And now if they come up asking that trainer to train on SAP, additional to that, DevOps on a cloud, or if somebody was training on Windows Server administration and Active Directory and his experience has drowned on that subject, they come up and ask him cloud and to add on DevOps secured pipelines, or they come up and ask him to add SAP integrations. Just sometimes the organizations throw out to trainings that randomly look so stupid that one trainer would not be in a position to handle. That's a current hot topic for me right now. If I have to pick trainings, it happens for me so that it needs collaboration between more than two people. So that's 3 points that I have from my side, which I need a lot of insight from all of you. And I really want you to think through these things. If you can help me with answers, probably we can find that. Where I'm going with these questions, let me summarize that. Where I'm going with these 3 questions. During the period of Corona, a lot of people went jobless. The best option they could see over the portals was there are online trainings here and there. They pretty much had 3 years experience, 4 years, maybe lesser or more. They trained themselves. Acquiring a certificate is not a challenging statement right now in the market. But if I just go out and take up a Microsoft exam, I could be probably certified as a Microsoft trainer. But teaching cloud is not as simple as 4 years of experience you bring to the desk. There has been 15 to 20 years of IT background that is laid down behind that, which strengthens your fundamentals and which makes you capable enough to handle any questions that thrown at you when you're standing at a trainer's feet. We do not see this challenge. And vendors, coming to the vendors part, right? So one of the speaker in this meeting was talking to us about the rate cards. He was very, very right in saying that. He said, there is a list of trainers who really wanted to work for 5 days or 10 days a month. I would say those are people who really have the audacity to say that we value our time. And when I give you the 5 days or 10 days of my time, I will give you that quality time. And there is another list of people who mentioned they require work for the entire month. They are the people who have the audacity to say that I just want to train, I want to fulfill that. That's where that question comes. Where exactly does the training standard stand? What exactly does it mean for us to come and say that where do we stand on the quality of training? Concluding it. Coming on the rate side part, right? So there is no standard. We agree there is no standard on the payments being done on a specific subject. So I might go up and pitch up to a client and say that I will deliver your training for not less than 50,000 a day. It's because the experience that I carry, it's because the subject that I can handle, it's because the audience that I can take up in my training. The other part of the story is people who are just 2-3 years experience, they're certified, they just came up and say, we are okay to deliver this training for 10,000 or lesser or 15,000 or lesser, right? The standard of the training is really screwed up. And this is linked, this is interlinked. One, it is linked to the content, how exactly it is specified. It is linked to the quality and delivery of the training that we talk about presenting it to a client side. It talks about business relationships that are going forward. All of these questions are interlinking to each problem that we are addressing here.
I agree with you, Abdul. I'll add the points to you. I understood what are the 3 points you have raised. Because of the standardization of content is raised, I'll tell you what is possible in standardization of content, what we should not do it. Which my take on it as such as like over here at repeats the ACM is there, how they standardize the content for the things. It is actually a draft, which is not a perfect draft, it's a guideline kind of draft. Okay, like if you want to be a database expert or you want to be computer science theoretical expert, these are the things you should be knowing about it, and that's exactly what we want. Okay, so standardization doesn't mean the exactly hard-coded content. Now, let me come to the point which Raj has raised. Vendor has already done the standardization, but not that very specific. They also collect the content from us only. They put in their logo and everything. It's not a perfectly standardized part. What is standardization part is missing is actually not with respect to the majorly content on the top page, which are actually either trainer generated or vendor generated or client and trainer call by generated. What is missing is taxonomy in which you should classify the content. Like Bloomberry taxonomy is there with respect to teaching and learning wise, what you learn and what wonderfully designed taxonomy. Similarly, for the content design is not there. Like example, if I have to do only hands-on training, which is skill oriented training. If I have to do design oriented training, where I have to do design part. If I have to do the production or applied part, like where the use cases are there. Like 3 cases I'm talking about, same content be covered in 3 different kind of mind perspective, even more than that, a combination of that. So now this is called taxonomy, okay, or this is called frameworks around that content has to be standardized. So our organization, what we do, we'll standardize this taxonomy of classifying the content. So it means whichever vendor talk about it, or whichever client will talk about it, will say that this is the taxonomy. Would you like to classify with respect to this? If this is the classification, these are the trainer which put in, because everybody is not design trainer, everybody is not a skill trainer, everybody is not an applied trainer, okay? Because and over here currently we same content Java trainer, be Java trainer, everybody plan the same idea, okay? And this design training or applied training use cases come with experience, like whatever you did with NanoCell and all, right? So the idea is standardization of content. I'm not talking about, I'm talking about standardization of the taxonomy around it, which says that we have a common structure around it, on which we can classify which type of content you're talking about, what the skill set you're talking about, the ability you're talking about, what type of deliverables you are talking, not content wise, in terms of, is the team is going to produce this kind of stuff, or coding wise, they're able to do this one, that one. So this is one answer, which is my take on it with respect to customization of the content. Now, second point you have very well raised. There are a lot of areas are there where customization of content, standard content is not possible. One example, security or cloud, because a lot of applied problems are there. Clients have come to with applied problems.
So, just to add to this point, you see, the second-led training actually comes to the real action when there is a customization. Because standardization documents, lot of videos, lot of content is already available. So most of the clients, they come to us because they need customization. So customization is the key for the second-led classroom training.
Perfectly. We'll talk about customization, but when we do customization, then people are not paying us for that. Okay. The challenge is it's the same thing only. See, Java training you do with hardcore compiler design along with Java with performance, that's a totally different level of training. So when we do this type of customization, that should fall with a particular set of taxonomy, and then we can have a common terminology to talk with the client, with the vendors and all, and then accordingly the rates comes into picture. So that's how, Abdul, I have thought that we can solve this matter exactly. And last part, whatever we talk about mixed training or multiple trainings coming, a single thing, rather best is say no, because that is a very hard thing for a single trainer to handle. Either vendor should fit up the multiple trainers together or make.
What was that?
He was saying that multiple trainings, multiple skill in single training.
No, I'll give you an example.
Near to consultancy kind of stuff. It's near to consultancy kind of stuff. One time that area it falls it, or sometimes what happens, they want this also, they want that also, cloud also, this also, that. And that doesn't happen in 10 days of training. That is actually 2 months of span and training. Client doesn't agree for that. Okay. And it is our job. The more we have a, what I'm saying, this taxonomy of standardization, then we say if you compare with this, what you are asking is too much. Okay?
So actually, I'm actually facing this very recently because telecom was the industry which had no intervention of telecom, cloud and IT. It has happened in last 3 years. Now they expect every telecom trainer like me to know the cloud, to know the HTTP, to know the microservices, and that is next to impossible. So many times I have to say no, they say no, we need only one trainer. You are good because I'm good at delivering my telecom part of it. They say, no, we want you to deliver cloud as well. I don't know the cloud.
You have to pair up. You have to pair up with another trainer and all. Yeah. That actually where you
get See, this, whatever the point which Sadhguru has brought about the valid point, but this happens in 99% of service companies where they run something called as a boot camp training for their employees. This is a 6-week to 12-week or a 15-week agenda.
Boot bank is fine.
No, that has got A to Z of technologies, which generally people expect one trainer should deliver 15 weeks standing and doing, which is highly impossible. It is for the vendor to break it up into bits and bytes and give it to the customer saying, yes, specialty ke liye, he will do 1 week, and that is responsibility of the vendor. But if somebody is pushing across an Excel sheet running from A to A, Z, give you that 15-week up and down content, it is humanly impossible. It is not really good to even do that work.
Then Raj, he has not raised about the bootcamp. Bootcamp is still standardized. A lot of things are there. Because
Multiple technologies there.
Multiple technology, you would say, mix of ideas in a single training.
That cannot be done.
That cannot be done. So that's what I'm saying. Like gentleman has raised that
Yes.
cloud along with that. Then, end to end people talk about it. At that time, we can pair up with the trainers. And this is what our organization can help in. These are the special people are there.
Yes.
Everybody has their own training style. You have to stick with the training style also. Because I set up something else and some other trainer goes, then it will become disaster for that guy.
That's what many times happens.
Yeah, many times it happens.
See, when two trainers are doing, I don't know what you have tried. When I say,
Not
sir,
the content wise, even the style of training.
that's what the pairing will be the best option. In that cases, pairing should be the best option. Figuring out the right set of
This organization, what we do, every trainer has, and then another taxonomy, training pedagogy styles. That also we want to make a standard about it. How many style of pedagogies are there? Udemy is very willing to do it. That's why people are pissed off with that. Okay, because design you can't do it. Design where you're doing classroom, where people are sitting together and then talking, and it's a conversation. Right? So we'll prepare a taxonomy around it also, quite detailed one, and then we'll say, this is the content and which portion you want, and then users. Client asks it, okay, this use case one. Now, use case means applied part. This part it will come. It requires this type of skills and this type of ability, and these are the trainer able. So, moment trainer also going to prepare the profile. They'll also say, I'm competent with these ideas also. Okay. Then we have a far more, so-called tables per trainer wise, content wise, where actually far more deeper search can be done, which is currently totally missing in our industry. And then things will go. This is what I thought about it. Abdul, are you? Yeah, please say.
So the thing is, I'm a JavaScript. I have both. So yeah, so real trainer.
ट्रेनर से ज्यादा देर बैठा नहीं जाता मार्कर हाथ में आ जाए तो
when I started as a trainer in Indore, I literally wrote a mail to Naveen Reddy. He's one of the trainers.
Telescope.
Yeah,
Telescope. YouTube channel.
I mean, he's a trainer. He prepares videos on YouTube, and he has a channel named as Telescope. And I wrote him a mail and I asked him to take me as an assistant trainer so that I can learn the art of trading corporates. Okay. So he did reply. So
nobody replies. Even I tried.
So what I want to do is, in my course curriculum, there is also DevOps, that is CI/CD pipeline and Git and Bitbucket. I don't know it. Yes. 3 days back, I didn't know Git and Bitbucket. I learned it and I delivered it. Tomorrow I have to deliver CI/CD pipeline. I don't know it, but I'll deliver it. I know I will go to YouTube and I'll. But what I want to do is, if anyone of you is delivering DevOps, I would like to make a call. And I'll say, if you're going to deliver something in this college, please take me with you as an assistant trainer. I will not charge you. I just want to learn. I want to learn how you are delivering that training.
Perfect.
What hands-on you are doing.
Perfectly right.
So this type of community should be there on a portal where we can actually connect with the trainers.
Yeah.
Because we have to scroll and you have to see who trainers are, you're doing what and what, something like that.
I'll tell you how
There's no competition.
conflicts of interest.
Conflict of interest.
No, I'll tell you the practical.
After
I'll add the point.
See how this can.
I was just wondering,
somebody should say that we are collecting together as a common training community with bigger goal. Meetup groups, after this, we'll make a specialized meetup groups as a type, special interest groups. Okay, like in ITP, also special interest groups are there. Some are focused on research, some are on production, some are on design, some right. And those groups have the responsibility of taking up that idea. If you want to become part of some other group, perfectly right, that is different. But that's a due course of the time we'll evolve it, right? Not right.
Yeah, just to add to what you were saying, I also work with a lot of instructors who are either head of the departments or professors from deemed universities. I have pulled from IIM Bangalore, I have from IIT, I have from SRHM, Navali Professor University. There's the philosophy itself within the HOD comes. The billing is only for the HOD, but it is his responsibility that he has to bring either an associate professor or a junior professor along with him, because the institution mandates they have to groom the next level. He cannot come individually and say, Raj gave a PO to IIM Bangalore, I am here, I've got 20 years experience, yes, you have come. He has to bring one more person. He is a non-billable resource. He will aid in hands-on. He will see your delivery style. He will see how your query handling is happening, how your resolution is being done, the whole thing. That is mandated by them. Well, all the big academic institutes, the deemed ones, I'm not talking of the local ones. They have it in their policy.
Yeah, very good, very good.
That way, it always helps because you can always bring up the second level of instructors, only then you can move to the next level. If I keep on doing Python for 15 years, when am I going to go to MI and AL, but MI would have gone.
Perfectly right. So this is exactly a very good use case.
We had something that analysis thing.
Yes.
Yeah, how the pattern is fixed.
Yes.
Okay, Chandra. Then this is very good use case, already working use case here, bring it, and this same thing will bring in our thing also. We actually why trainer journals, coordinate with each other. One part is in security, another part is business, and everybody is busy also, right? Moment somebody is 10 plus years experience, I'm tired with my work and all. And I don't have time to spend on somebody else. कोई friend है, दोस्त है, तो उसकी class में चले जाते हैं. वो भी कहता है, कोई बात नहीं, we'll attend it, right? But otherwise, not as a policy wise or as a framework wise is there because there is no coordination possible. Correct. So that will bring it over this, and that has also code of conduct and ethics we should not cut through. Yes. Fine. So there are a lot of other aspects will come into picture, but we want that has to happen. And with this, actually, along with this, business as a total training business should expand, and that is not expanding because training community is very unorganized. The moment you organize, the training business will also expand accordingly because our visibility will go not many places. He's talked about institution catering. We don't have a capacity to cater to it, and academia needs us, but we don't have a capacity to do it. We want to do it, but when we scale it, then it's possible. Like some people in Nagpur is trained. They come over here, they get exposure with us, and then they're taking over there parallelly, and we come. Somebody from here with experience and exposure come over there for a week and come back. Rest 15 days are taken care by other person. Okay. So if you talk about a national scale, that is can be possible. But if you talk about only Bangalore scale, I don't think so. That's going to happen.
So there should be a minimum wage associated with experience and whatever taxonomy that.
There should be a roadmap. There should be a roadmap for trainers to upskill themselves, because
that you will get through only experienced mentor only in a particular area, because this is called specialized areas, right? You're all specialized.
Last 15 minutes to summarize, and so how much time we are planning?
See, we are supposed to close at 12:30.
We have already
exceeded.
That's why I was asking. Let's use last 20 minutes to summarize and bring some action points, and then
I want to add one point.
Yeah, please.
See, now I think this is more important, as he mentioned. Let's say I'm an expert on some area. Somebody else is, instead of they stand alone themselves, learn themselves. It's easy for them to come to my class and grasp the stuff, and he can be better like me.
Not that easy, right? So I
no.
I would not like to,
So I'm not saying expert.
I lose my money, right?
No, let me. One of my friend is doing a AI with one program with one college. The professor, and I know the professor, he put a status saying that, this guy is happening. I called this guy, hey dude, I would like to join because I'm also trying to give a session. Then he said, I'm not the right guy. You ask the professor. Even he is also uncomfortable. When I called the professor with the obligation, he asked me to come because he had to take a permission. But I mean to say, if we bring this kind of culture, let's say wherever I'm weak, if I have a time, if there is a possibility, I can join in sessions and learn. I'll not be exactly replicative or expert in that one session. But instead of me learning separately for weeks together, because of I have busy schedule of my own subjects, I can learn it fast. It's like a combined study kind of some sort of
trainer is a quite dicey area. Initially, we don't want to enter into it. I'm telling you frankly, because otherwise this meeting would not happen.
Yes.
We are completely defragment. Okay, we don't want to defragment the community. What we'll do, this will come in a later stage, but in which form and which way we'll do it, yes, that will take care of it. Okay, right now is timing is what? Yes. Let's achieve your learning the way you are doing it right now, and attend meetups. Yes. Because we want that you go around and talk with other people also so that they come over here, right? But in long run, we should have a grown special interest to. Then when we say we are expertise in it, end to end, it means we are expertise in it. That academia, industry, everybody listen to us. A mentor's job is to do the business. They'll do business, rest we will bring the manpower, right? So this is the basically what. This, right now, what I'm sharing it with Vishal, with Raj, with few more people and all. What is bare minimum possible? What should we focus on in solving wise problem? Because otherwise it's a very large problem.
Yes. You should address one by one.
One by one. So we thought a few things, and I have already shared it. Now let's go to the conclusion. Whatever he's saying it within 20 minutes we concluded.
So I think you are the best person to do that. Right? So you are helping.
Okay, fine.
So before you conclude, I just want to add a few points.
Yeah.
And in industry, there are some, it's an organization. FICCI. Now in FICCI, if you go, there, I have opened a website also. There are members, organization members, who have rights to, go help form the government policies.
Yes, yeah,
So,
that's the level we want to.
that is what we are looking at. So if we are in this industry, so like, let's say, if you go to their website, you will find organization, association of Telugu movie stars or something like that.
Correct.
Why don't we have ours? Yeah, right. And that's why I opened it. I showed to you also, since it is, I just want to quickly brief it. What the benefits of the membership is, you get a lot of stuff. You can go and attend meetings. That apart, you get help in understanding how the government policies are formed, how we can contribute to it. So all these issues which are coming up, saying that a company is asking for 90 days and then that becomes 90 working days.
Yes.
And for example, you were saying that our learning, how does it happen? So that all will be under a policy, because if it is coming from, so if we are part of the policy making system, then it will happen.
Yes.
So that is one, the main agenda. So I am coming with a specific agenda. The main agenda
makes sense. You will be the influencers. You will be called for suggestions.
Correct. So we want to do that. And whatever we are talking about is same thing. I'm sure you if you are part of the Telegram group, I'm not sure whether you are, and you see the same thing we are talking about, and it is going on for years. There's nothing new that is coming up. And whenever we meet, these comes, what I allow to happen is let it come up. When we meet, we want to speak. So that's why we allowed that to happen. But since now it is time for summarizing, I want to come to the main agenda. When the group is formed, and it is going to be, we are planning to do it within this year. And the reason I'm here is because I am kind of on a tour. So I'll be going around India to meetings for different chapters. So this is a kickoff meeting for our Bangalore chapter. And whenever it is going to be finalized, it is going to be finalized. So if we are 20 people right now, a few people went out, we will not have many people coming in the chat. So I know for sure that we only need people who are really interested and they know the crux of why we are doing. Even if we have 5-10 people, that is sufficient. I think Pune chapter people are also here. So even if we have 1-2 people who really want to do things, that should be sufficient. Another question, another agenda is that I want to represent our organization to corporates. I am going to go for some L&D meeting. There is one happening there. So I want to put forth to them. And so right now it's not going to be possibility, but it's going to be more informally, saying that this is policy level thing that we want to talk about. And the people on the top, they don't know what's going in the bottom. Right? Like PO raise करने के लिए भी पैसे देने पड़ रहे हैं. Are you aware of it?
Yes.
And the things which are happening, like what we just said, कि एक ही बंदे को बोला कि आप 10 बंदे का काम करो. सब करो. So that understanding, we want to also become a think tank for them.
Yeah, that's the right word, think tank. Right.
We want to become a think tank for the industry to come to us and say, are you possible again?
Yes, right.
What is the industry standard? What is the international standard? Are we following that? What is the future? Are we following that? या फिर हम लोग सिर्फ घिसा पिटा हमारा जो L&D का budget है 31st. So that's not what we want to do. So these are few points that I wanted to add to, so that we are aligned to this, and people who are really interested, only those few people will help us take it out. That is what I want. Thank you.
Thank you. So, Vishal has already raised about the point about think tank and policy, which you're discussing it, that we are thinking of a bigger goal. not smaller. That's what is motivating us, and that's the reason we are meeting here. Now, whatever I noted on the point, I'll put up these points in a chat. I'll send to all of you. And out of this, what I thought of after discussion with few of the people, which are the priority wise we should solve it in the next year time. Few things I'm just right away I'm sharing it. One is code of conduct is going to be created for the first for us, because until as we abide by something, we don't have a credibility to talk with somebody else. Okay, so code of conduct for the traders, then guidelines with this. I'm not talking to the totally contract. I'm talking to the guidelines with respect to the vendors, guidelines with respect to the client. These are guidelines, initially guidelines, and then that becomes a rough draft to talk with everybody and take the feedback and put on it, and we iterate on it. This is the thing we'll complete in next 6 months. And then by year end, we want to register our organization as a trust or a society that will figure it out what the best legal course mechanism is there, which will give us a far more leverage, and nobody should be able to hack this organization. We don't want that somebody, me or Vishal, are just a enabler, but later on, whoever comes in a role and whatever structure comes, that structure should not be hackable by somebody else. Somebody become, and this organization becomes biased by that point. Okay, all those checks we are going to take it up from the beginning. That's why we are going slow. Right now, I'm telling you frankly, this is just the enabling part, and second part is we are trying to listen to you, and we are seeing that who is thinking about what, because we are looking for four team members. Initially, 4 team is going to be there. There is no president, there is no secretary and all. This first 1 year we are going to run in the 4 team. The people who are really thinker and want to devote their time. Vishal is already devoting. I am there. Raj is already devoting it. So whoever want to come forward, please share with us, and then we have a work decided. One is website. By year end we want, if by 6 months we are able to put up our website, we'll be good with the domain name and proper name and all. That's the initial few deliverables which we are thinking in first 6 months and a year went up. Then after that, taxonomy part. Okay, whoever the subject matter expert of particular things, okay, I'll draft some of the part of the taxonomy based on Bloomsbury or based on a lot of other learning and teaching mechanism, and then we'll iterate on it. And we'll see that this standard content can fit with respect to this taxonomy, or wherever more iteration is required, we'll iterate. By year end, if we can have a some part of taxonomy is getting ready, and along with some of the use cases of content based on that. So these are actually will become a first initial deliverable by year end what we are looking for. Beyond that, I don't think so we can manage it. Okay, with whatever the manpower we get it. Along with this, if you want to do some technical meetup, parallel startup. I think that is now somebody who is interested in .NET or MCT and all. Please start that meetup. Okay, and or already become part of a meetup. Meetups are already happening, and then you are part of this group also and that group also, and then promote the idea now. Okay, then automatically, so inter-pollination will happen and far more idea will come into picture. So these are the few things I'm talking about, and long-term vision is very clear that we want to influence the policy for all the stakeholders, government, industry, academia, society, and individual as a general. Okay, so citizen as a general. So this is all the 5 stakeholders we want to touch it, and it's a big goal. It's not a small one. We are starting small. Okay, so yeah.
How do we maximize our reach in next 1 year? Like maximize the number of trainers that we are reaching.
That you should talk with each trainer and reach to the player.
No, I'm just like asking that how are we planning to.
So I'll tell you what method I use. It has taken time. I have reached out to, I think, not less than 2,000, 3,000 trainers. Not less than that. And if you look at my LinkedIn profile, you find I have 20,000 connects. That has not happened overnight. Nobody has come forth and connected with me. I'm not trying to just show that I have done it, but I'm just saying it. It is a painful task. Yes. It does take time. Yes. What I want from you, so since you guys are here, if I have one ask, is try to spread this. You have to spread this. The idea. Convince at least 2 people to understand their problems. So firstly, when I connect to people, they say that ये possible नहीं है. हमने try कर लिया. But does it mean that we should stop? I have tried it, I failed once. Does it mean I stop? No. So what my request is, connect. You are on LinkedIn, right? Everybody. Yeah. Try go connect more people. आपके दोस्तों को, whoever you are connected to, trainers, vendors, anybody, people who you feel कि ये बंदा genuine है.
Bring 4 people.
Bring
from your circle any 4. Raj has done it. Raj has brought that gentleman. Okay. So bring 4 people, I think, right now 20 is there, will become 80.
And I
that's a
think
good number.
Bangalore is a good place.
Good place.
Good place because I've seen Mumbai, I've seen Pune. वहां पे इतना population नहीं है trainer. या फिर maybe we were not able to gather the team because वहां पे मैं अकेला था. Here we have 3 people, and that's why I supported this. You know, they were working a lot. That's why I thought that if I don't come down here, if only by me coming down, if it is going to be successful, then why should I not? And I'm ready to go in it. You tell me, I'll go in.
So what do you exactly expect when I bring the people?
We want to talk about that there is this unorganized sector that we are living in, and there are n number of problems that we discuss, and then there are more. We have not spoken about it also. If we have to make this better, if we have to streamline this, they have to be part of this organization. And so there are vendors we would want to bring online. Just people talk about blacklist and whitelist. Right. So instead of blacklist and whitelist, be members of the organization and be part. What were we saying? That we will create a
एक चीज जो ऐड करना चाहता हूँ कि हमें ये बनाना है, लेकिन we should not concentrate only at the problems of the trainers.
Yeah.
Solve the problems. But just wanted to bring it. The problem vendors also have problems, right? And the customer also have problems. Trainers are also problems sometimes. Right? I agree. So we should actually think of a larger vision where it's not about solving the problems of the trainers. It's about solving the problem of the industry.
That's what that's the right building industry. Industry. We are making a framework around that. We all can hook on.
Because customer भी खुश नहीं है कि उनका ट्रेनिंग आता है, ट्रेनर आता है, बाउंस हो जाता है, फिर वो वेंडर को गाली निकालता है.
At the end of the day, कंपनी को क्या चाहिए? Return on investment.
Correct. Business not return.
Return on investment. आप लोग यहाँ पर आए हो, क्यों आए हो? आपने टाइम इन्वेस्ट किया है. मैं यहाँ पर आया हूँ, मैं पैसा खर्चा करके आया हूँ. मुझे भी मेरा रिटर्न ऑफ इन्वेस्टमेंट चाहिए. At the end of the day, simple. Let's address the elephant in the room. क्यों आए हम लोग यहाँ? धंधा बड़ा होना चाहिए.
The customer के साथ problem है कि return on investment नहीं, return on time invested. There are 20 people sitting in the class.
That also is investment.
Yeah, it's a big investment, bigger than what they're paying you.
This is what actually we want to standardize the terminology wise. That how much time is there, and how much time, per man hour, right? 8 man hour, 20 people, 120, 120 hours, whatever, 160 hours plus trainers hours, and a lot of other time. And correspondingly, this much time you're spending it, how much you're paying for it. Okay, fine. Because nobody are talking about the time spent, and you're paying hardly 20,000 per day, which doesn't suit for it. Okay. So what do you want? We want this standardization coming up, this terminology coming up, so that all of us talk same language with vendors as well as the client, and then things will, automatically comes in a picture.
So we as a vendor, we have seen people that the trainers who are falling sick on the morning.
I agree with that. See, we have seen those training coming to us. Some trainers lived up, and then last week also.
Most of us.
So those challenges are there, and this so-called rating of the trainers. Not I will say blacklist or whitelist. We will have a rating.
Ratings.
That who is doing far more better. The shining people should rise actually. Okay, and where should that all the setup should come in a common platform? Okay, that's what we will actually.
And in fact, I've started working on it, and that's when we connected. I'm not really a technical guy. I can't create websites also, but conceptually I have created stuff. There are 2 domains that are live right now, but it is not really. It's not a website. One is trainer directory, trainer.directory. There's nothing there, but the idea was trainers directory and the rating should be there. What type of training they're doing? Are they doing level 1 training, level 2 training? What kind of participants they can train on?
Sure.
So these are the things which are already in place. We just need more people to come in and take it forward.
Just one point, when you are mentioning about the code of conduct, right, without pointing any fingers, first and foremost, my request would be credibility is the most important thing. I have got one use case very clearly to mention. There are 2 people, I will not give the names, who fall sick at exactly 8 o'clock on Saturday evening. 8 o'clock on Saturday evening, they fall sick. Either their daughter has to call me or their wife has to call me that so and so person is sick. And unfortunately for that person or fortunately for me,
On Monday, when I had been to the customer's place, he was not supposed to go there. He was supposed to put some other client. I told the client the instructor is not well. When I went to meet this customer for a meeting, he bumped into me in the lunchtime.
This is not acceptable.
No, which made me understand this particular gentleman has taken 2 purchase orders from 2 vendors, taken a call, who is giving more at night 8 o'clock, and he has done this 2 times to me and 3 times to another vendor which is Bangalore.
This is bad. This is really bad.
So when we say code of conduct, sir, I would say credibility is the first. Rating, delivery, they all come next, sir. But this fact, now that it's a genuine thing, we all accept people fall sick, but you know, every Sunday 8 o'clock sugar goes up, every Sunday 8:30 my cholesterol goes up, and every morning 9:30 in Manipur hospital, but I fall in electricity. You know, it is very embarrassing. And just trying to make that point.
So if we have a platform where like we are bringing the trusted like trainers and vendors, then maybe like they can give their feedback. Like rating, we should not get into the rating business. It's very
credibility is the most important thing.
But credibility, like negative feedback that vendor, authorized vendor has given, and someone has verified that yes, it is correct. It goes on his profile, okay, so that like other people can actually read about it. Rating is very tricky business. We should
Review. I agree. It's a tricky. Credibility is the right word, and that we'll bring the framework.
Yeah.
We'll all agree. We'll discuss it because it's a quite meditation exercise, because we are going to do different than whatever other things are there. Okay. Just star rating or 2 rating,
Right.
that will not work for us. Rather, it is going to be quite subjective and objective in nature. And what other parameters should be there? All those we have to design it. We'll all work on together in the time wise, and by year end we'll figure it out. Something related to this one, so that we have at least one draft is there. It's based on what we can talk about, and then due course of the time how the things work for us, and then we'll keep on improving that version 1, version 2, version 3. Okay. And so we'll take it up that part. Yes.
So do you want to take Mahua's question?
Mahua, you want to say something last?
Yeah, just a quick point to what the question which you asked, Amarjit. You asked that, okay, how do we maximize the trainers in the community? So I just wanted to add a point to that.
That is Ranjan. That's Ranjan's questions. Yeah, please continue. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think that by providing the facility, I would say the benefits to the trainers, so the trainers would find some kind of a, I mean, there should be a reason why should I come to the particular forum or community. I should be associated with a particular community. So I think by giving them certain benefit, for example, sometimes ago we were discussing about a particular trainer shadowing a senior trainer to learn something on a technical or non-technical any front. So I think something, I'm sharing a very weird idea. I don't know, some of you may not like it because
this idea is already discussed, shadowing a trainer part. And we'll take it up due course of the time. This is not a right time to discuss that.
Okay, I was adding an idea to that idea. Actually, I was trying to add an idea. Can I just quickly? So just a few. Maybe there's a conflict of interest whenever it comes to a senior trainer allowing a junior trainer because of whatever reason, competition, etc. So here maybe the one way would be by creating some kind of a forum, like how we are trying to create this trainer community, wherein the senior trainer gives an opportunity to the junior at a certain remuneration. The second would be those who are interested may express their interest, and accordingly they just associate. This way, this is a facility which you're creating for a trainer, a potential trainer, or even for a senior trainer, anybody per se, and they are now interested to be part of the community because there's a benefit or a facility I'm getting. So there could be many such instances. We can identify, brainstorm what are the various things which can be provided as a facility or a benefit, because of which more trainers would like to get associated with this community. So that was just to give the example.
Can you conclude it? We are already overshoot the time, 1 o'clock. Yeah, conclude it in just single line.
Thank you for allowing me to speak up. Yeah, I think that was a. Please.
Yeah, fine. See, I'll tell you, currently train the trainer or competency building within a trainer itself is a little dicey area that will take in due course of time, not right away. Okay. But around that, whatever the enabling part is there, listing what are the trainer, what are the competencies are there, that will do it. If somebody want to talk with the other trainer personally, they can talk and they can get the things done on a personal basis. But at an organizational level, we'll not right now enter into it because it's quite dicey initially in this stage. We don't want to defragment the other community. Right now, first time we are meeting it. Okay, so that's why we are little,
I would like to add one point there. Instead of
rather you attend the meetup. There are a lot of meetups are happening. in your area, sir. That's the best.
Actually, first time I'm doing this.
You meetup.com is there. You go over there, you'll see. Every week there are a lot of. Go to meetup.com, there are a lot of meetups are happening. You'll find something to your interest. Yes.
So I'll just quickly add to it. Instead of shadowing a trainer, what we could also do is you prepare a subject and you invite us and then we give you feedback. That is possible.
Special talks can be that can be done, right? If somebody want to do open free talk, it's non-paid, like our own meetup happening. But right now we don't have enough forum.
An audience, real audience, do it.
Podcast kind of thing, yes.
Yeah. So some special topic. Because this will take in due course of time, because already people are doing it. We don't want to replicate it. We want to focus on what right now is not there. So because that's a far more bigger task, and this will happen in due course of the time with ourselves. It's not that we are saying that it will not.
All good, understood. I was basically adding on to that question that how do we maximize the trainers to the community? So this could be one such example of maximizing, because trainer is getting some benefit. The rest of understood the which we need to focus right now. I've got that idea.
That approach is not a good approach. Why? Because it has a huge operation cost. Okay, rather than that, whatever the 4 trainer you knows it, you bring them. Okay, that's a cheaper.
Actually, in Indore, what happens is people call me to their forums and they ask me to train their trainers.
Yeah.
Because I am like ideal for them.
Yeah.
That this guy from Indore has reached to such levels in corporate trading. So they I'm an ideal for them. So they call me to their forums and I train their trainers to cater to the corporates. So this is something that is happening there.
It is happening.
And
it's happening, but it's on a
they-
personal basis. It's a personal basis or a vendor basis. Some vendor allows it, like some vendor allows it. Obviously, this trainer is coming. You want to time money I that. Okay, that's so it's only everything on a personal basis. Nothing is.
Even inside corporates, the company would have an internal corporate.
Yeah, internal corporate trainer.
Like you would attend the
Exactly. I was coming.
What senior trainers can do,
LND
they
guys
can
will start doing.
propose us some better resources to learn something.
So that's anything personally.
Close the call and then like.
Yeah, we can. So
let's get more time.
Now I think we are already short, especially by 30 minutes. It's a 1 o'clock. And it's wonderful to see you all of you. Online. Pleasure to meet all of you. Will be clap to all of you. I'm telling you correctly, everything, whole of the credit will go to Vishal. And we are the enablers, Yes. Really, this young guy is doing such a wonderful job. So now we are breaking for lunch and see you later on. And whatever we have noted down, I'll send a mail to all of you in the chat, what the points are and what the priority points are. And then this discussion doesn't stop over here. You can add on to it in the chat. Okay. See you. Take care. Bye bye.
Thank you. Yeah. Bye.
Gentlemen, we can do lunch together.
Yes, sir.
Right over here, one which is there. Rajasthani restaurant is there, no veg one.
Gramin.
Gramin. We'll go there. Food is good. Means it's a decent, authentic food. If you like it.